Welcome back to Man Down Sports. We got a good show for y'all, man. We live a different time. I don't usually go Sundays, but I felt like I needed to go this weekend. It's been a while since I did a solo. I think it's been about a week, probably a little bit over a week since I've done a solo, man. So I owe this to y'all, and we got some stuff we got to talk about, man. It's gonna be a good one. It's all the way down to the last topic, man. Y'all want to stick around for the entire thing for sure. We're gonna get in here. I'm gonna wait for some of y'all to get in here because it is an odd time. I want to make sure everyone get the notifications and can trickle in here. Make sure when you come in, hit the like button. Make sure you also hit the share button and bring some more people in here just in case the notifications aren't getting sent out because YouTube is iffy like that sometimes. So let's just make sure we're getting everybody in, especially the subscribers. But it'll be really good to have new people join this stream as well. So we can continue to grow the community. So that'd be much appreciated. Let me know once moderators get in here, man. Give me a shout out in the comment section. If y'all new, man, let me know where y'all coming from, how y'all found the channel, and what city or country or state or whatever the case may be that you're representing. I want to see who all up in the house. I see Greg Anderson here. What's good, Greg? Simply Hot Takes, my dog. What's going on? I see some new now. Oh, Rap Guy Reloaded. I might have to get Rap Guy Reloaded a wrench. Lil Zeus World, Isaiah Simmons. That sound like it might be new. Legion might be new. Raymond Walker. What's good, big dog? Raymond, you look kind of new too. So yeah, definitely, man. Let me know where y'all come. Bronx in the house, man. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, well shoot, look. I'm glad we got somebody from New York. Y'all good shit talkers, man. So I like that we got somebody from New York. Hopefully you call in today, man. That'd be dope. Yeah, we got some people in here. Greg, man, I ain't heard from you in a while, man. Make sure you call in on this one tonight, Greg. Hopefully you ain't having no technical difficulties. Can y'all hear me fine? Everything good? I'm coming through my mic pretty good and all that stuff. Nicholas Reynolds was good, brother. Queens, New York, Raymond Walker. There is a lot of New York in here. Man, what time it is? I've been here, man. I remember commenting on you looking like Dave Chappelle a while back. But that's yeah. That won't get you far. I can hear you fine. All right, good. India. That's what I'm talking about. Firm fit. India. Okay. India in the house. That's dope. That's dope, man. India in the house. All right, man. Hit the share button, y'all. Hit the like button. We're gonna try to get started. I do want to shout out our members because we got quite a few new members, but we also got some people that have been here before. Simply Hot Takes. He's been here for a while. Andrew Williams been here for a while. Torrance Hall, Jamil Morton, DC Slim is back. Mysterious Black, Mikey Brass. I Mix What I Like. Dante is new. Be New is new. Shout out to y'all. The Real Mr. Cropper, Mr. Cromer 21, Michael Young, Eric C, Zara Lyon, Wizman Ballin. Where am I at? Wizman Ballin. Oh, here we go. Debo 4735. Savon Arnold, L. Donald, Cliff Hill, Beaver's older brother, Mary Lewis, 6'4" Slim, Big Al, Master Chief. Shout out to my Goat Locker brother, Malachi Israel, Ashley H. Is Not That Serious, Keith Brazil. James Reed, Demetrius Day, Taco Master, Cedric Franklin, E. King, Steve Cabell, Unspoken Voices, Taco Master again, Ron Waters, WW, Shay J, R. Bean, Jeffrey Gow, Shy Rider, West Sider. Those are my members. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Thank y'all for supporting the channel, man, helping me make it a little bit easier to continue to come back and do content, man, because without the members, man, it'd be really tough to justify, spending all this time in here, man. So like I said, man, members, keep it going. Prince Zachariah, did I say that right? Yo, came from Dreamers Pro TV. Love your channel, man. Hey, I appreciate that, Prince. Appreciate the support, man. Thanks, and shout out to Dreamers Pro, Charles over there, Dreamers Pro, Anaheim, California. Okay, Legion. I'm in Cali too, but I don't think I'm nowhere near Anaheim. And yeah, I knew you meant Dreamers, bro. My bad. Yeah. Autism Cottage. Well, Autism boy, what's up, big dog? He always up in the house, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get started, y'all. So Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and LeBron James is always going to be a topic for a long time. It's been a topic for a while. I don't know why it's such a big topic. I like discussing it because it's so much misconception around it in mainstream media, and then mainstream media with their confusion and their deception on how they do things, and you can speculate different reasons why they do it that way. I don't know if it's just for the content, or I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on, but it's a conversation nonetheless, right? But I kind of want to clear some stuff up, man. Just to get it off my chest and and clear my own head up, and the people who might be, kind of thinking along the lines I am. I kind of want to give y'all my thoughts on the whole thing, and I kind of want to back up to like the beginning, kind of back it up a little bit and just kind of unpack the whole thing, right? So Be Ready Sports Podcast said Kobe will always be top 5, of course. And he will probably always be top 3 for me. I just don't think they're going to produce another player as good as Kobe and Mike. Even though Kobe is the second best player I ever seen play the game at the NBA level, I still got Kobe number 3 behind Kareem. But I think Kareem was very, very good, but also his resume kind of supersedes Kobe's resume. Right, Kobe's resume is great. It's good, but when it comes to just perception on certain things, and it's unfortunate for him just by where he got drafted at. I think some of that kind of plays into it. Being a number 2 behind Shaq so long, and not being able to come in and be the guy right away. I think that takes a little bit. Now, I know from a talent level, I know, like I said, he's the best I ever seen besides Mike. So that gives you a whole bunch of advancement on the ladder from a talent perspective and the player perspective, but then you also have to look at the resume as well, and it's kind of hard to top Kareem's resume, and he's that good of a player where his resume plus his play as a player will put him slightly above Kobe. So I got Kobe right under him at number 3. That's just me personally, right? But I want to talk about the difference between Kobe and LeBron, because I really think the conversation with Mike at the top is a done deal. It's like it's a wasted conversation to have. Like it's pointless to have. Like there's no one that's going to be that good. I don't think you can produce another player that good and be so A+ at so many things, both sides of the floor. How you approach the game off the court, your skill set being so high, your mentality, your heart, your drive, your will to win, your no fear, mentally strong, mentally tough, put fear in the opponent, like all of these things, man. Like he was A+ at so many things. Like where you go find another player like that other than Kobe? Right. Once you start picking apart at them and grading them on the court, then you start going off the court. Then you start going to what's in here and then what's in here. Like the bar is Mike. Kobe was very close to the bar, or if you don't even think he's very close, he's the closest player that I've seen to the bar and to the standard of Michael Jordan. He was very close. So the real conversation to be had is LeBron and Kobe. That's the real conversation, for number 3. I think Kareem should be at that number 2, but the real conversation should be LeBron and Kobe. It's not a conversation for me, but I think if you're going to have the conversation, I think you're supposed to have it starting with Kobe and LeBron. And the reason why the media and most of LeBron fans don't want to be honest about it and say, okay, LeBron, you lost that whole GOAT thing. It's a wrap. Like, it was fun to pretend while your career was going. It gave us a lot of stuff to talk about, but let's be real. You fell short just like everyone else. You fell short just like Kobe fell short. And when Kobe fell short, he realized it and he admitted it. I fell short. You know, man, I never say I'm better than Mike. And we'll hear him say that a little bit later. But the conversation should be, and the reason why they don't want to have the conversation is because they know they'll probably lose that one as well. So the genius of Clutch Sports, LeBron and LeBron fans and the media, the genius of them was to say, well, let's just start saying he's the GOAT, and that at least get the conversation going with him and Mike, and then everyone will be comparing them, him and Mike. And then, I mean, even if you lose that comparison with Mike, you sit right there at number 2. But just because we skip the line by just creating the false narrative that he was in the GOAT debate with Michael Jordan, and everybody shot it down, and you can't win that argument. Everyone shot it down, but when you lose the argument, it lands you at number 2. There's been no other player that has formed a media company and who has plants in the media that are either paid allegedly or just by association, you know, it has vowed that they're going to push the narrative that LeBron James is the GOAT. Like, there's no other player who's done that. So you're not going to see no other hype train that influences media and then by way of the media influences the masses to think that he's in the GOAT debate. You haven't seen that, right? So that's how he got there. He got there by just a smooth little trick. It was very tricky how he got there, right? So let's have a real conversation. LeBron, Kobe, right? I did a show, I want to say maybe a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks, when I said, when you really look at it on how LeBron built his career on a foundation and Kobe built his career on a foundation, it was quite different. And I likened it to the story that we learned as kids, the Three Little Pigs. And the pig that built his house on a foundation of brick, or built his entire house from brick, that was harder work, of course, but that work would withstand the test of the big bad wolf coming in and blowing your house down. Well, in this case, the big bad wolf would be the test of time. And when you look at what LeBron built his career on versus what Kobe built his on, I think LeBron is the house of straw or the house of wood, while Kobe is the house of brick. And when the big bad wolf or the test of time comes, I think you will see over time that Kobe Bryant, the Mamba mentality, all the Kobe mentees and disciples like Kyrie, KD, DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi, Jason Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, the list goes on. Who's Shai's? Jalen Williams, Jaylen Brown, all these guys who looked up at Kobe. And now we're finding out Luka also looked up at Kobe, but he plays the style of LeBron. But if you really want to follow in Kobe's footsteps while he's in LA now, he need to start studying Kobe. And I think him getting in tip-top shape and staying in tip-top shape is gonna be that first step toward that. But he has to abandon the LeBron ball that he's been playing while he was, in Dallas. I don't know if he's going to abandon it, but we'll get in there another day, right? But these guys looked up to Kobe. These guys came to the Mamba Academy, or wish they did come to the Mamba Academy. These guys studied Kobe. That Mamba mentality and Kobe's legacy, a kid shooting the ball into a trash can and saying Kobe, like all of these things, that is the brick house that's going to stand the test of time. All this stuff that LeBron did, that he built, he think is going. Like, the only thing that's really going to stand the test of time is those records. But he got the records in such a sleazy way. Like Tupac said, you made a G today, but you did it in a sleazy way. I don't even think people are going to remember it the way he wants to be remembered. And to be honest with you, Kareem had that record for 30 years. No one really cared. No one really cared. So he went after things that he probably shouldn't have had to went after. He followed the wrong blueprint. He built his house of the wrong foundation and of the wrong material, right? It's a straw man at best. It's wood at best. It's not brick. right? Kobe's is brick. So we go over some how that was, right? I want y'all to hear how Kobe talked about Michael Jordan and what his approach was to what he wanted to do in his career versus what LeBron said. I say this: Kobe Bryant and LeBron both admit that Michael Jordan is their inspiration. So they was inspired by the same thing. They were definitely inspired by the same thing. However, they took a different approach to, and they had a different motivation to what they wanted to do as far as what their career was going to be. All right, so listen to how they kind of go over this.
He was, a great teacher and mentor for me. But Michael was very tactical and very efficient with his movements. There was no wasted space. There weren't any wasted dribbles. I mean, he was very surgical with how he approached the game. You can see it. He made the game look so easy. It was very difficult to do. When I came to the league and matching up against him, what I found that he was extremely open to having a relationship, a mentor relationship, and giving me a great amount of advice and an amazing amount of detail, strategies, workout regimens, and things like that. So, and seriously, I mean, I don't think people really understand the amount of impact that he's had on me as a player and as a leader. I learned a lot this game. A lot about how technically sound Michael was. Because it's one thing in watching him play, and then it's another thing in playing against him. His technique was flawless. I wanted to make sure my technique was just as flawless.
Been down at half court, and he wanted to know how, when I turn around on my jump shot, how to feel the defense. I told him you should feel the defense with your legs. Once you feel the defense with your legs, you can take advantage of that.
That was very inspiring for me.
People have been talking about comparisons with Michael Jordan for years, but more now than ever.
Why? Let it go. Leave it alone,
Can I just ask a question? Can I just ask a question?
Jeez.
3 titles, could be a 4th in a matter of weeks. League MVP, could be finals MVP. And by the way, you go and win the gold this summer. Only one other person has done all of those things in one season, which is Michael Jordan. How you gonna get mad at that comparison?
I'm not mad at it. You're talking about the greatest that ever played the game.
Okay.
Come on. I mean, let me do me.
Right.
Just let me do me.
But does not Kobe want to be the greatest?
Yeah, I want to be compared with Michael Jordan.
But don't you want to be the greatest?
I want to be the best I can be. You understand what I'm saying? Like Michael is Michael. And I've learned so much from him. And he and I always talk. I could pick up the phone and call him. He's always there for me. And but you gotta let me be me. We're different people.
Who do you think is better, Michael Jordan or yourself?
No, I mean I will never say I'm better than Michael because in all honesty, he's taught me so many things by observation and also through conversation. I would never say that. I think it's a bit of an unbalanced comparison too, because when he came in Chicago, he was able to do things individually that I didn't have the freedom to do coming to Los Angeles. So it's our career paths tracked differently. I came in playing a supporting role with Shaquille, which was like really hard for a person of my personality to do. That would be like asking Michael to do the same thing. It's very hard to do that. So our careers tracked on different paths, man. But I would never ever say that just because I learned so much from him. It's just it's a non-conversation for me.
All right, so there's a lot of good things in there he said. I'm a backtrack because what you heard lastly was that he'll never say that he's better than Mike. This is after he retired. This is by, it's good to have motivation and inspiration by looking at someone as good as Michael Jordan, as great as Michael Jordan, right? And that's your motivation. I want to get that good. I want to get that, I want to get that technically sound as he was on the court. And your competitive edge might have you have to think like every player that's really worth their salt, they think in their heart of hearts and in their mind, their confidence is sky high. They think they're the best on the floor at any given time. You have to think that way, right? Or you can't get that good. You have to be a little delusional and think that. But once your career is over, you don't have to be delusional no more. Everything is said and done. And that's what, Kobe, he bowed out and was like, look, let's not have this conversation no more. That's Mike. Like, do you know how much I called and linked on him? Like, first of all, before I even had a relationship with him, I'm watching him as a kid. That's my inspiration. When I get old enough to get in the league with him, I'm still studying him. I'm asking around, like, how did Mike do this? What y'all, how did y'all defend Mike? Like, he's asking questions like that. So he said by observation, Mike got him better. But then once they started getting a relationship, he went to him for advice on so many things, workout regimen, how to approach certain games, how to approach a game 6 or game 7, how to approach the playoffs, how to approach the finals when you're outmatched with your opponent, like things like that. He's calling, asking, and leaning on him. And he said every time Mike gave him advice, it worked. He applied it and it worked. Right. So this was his approach. Right. The key things were, I want to mention this part before I move on. Stephen A. Smith interviewing him right when he was about to go get his 4th ring, I think, on the way to his 4th ring. And he's talking to him about being compared to Mike and being the GOAT and all this stuff. And if you do this, no one's ever done this since Mike, winning the MVP, the finals, and then going to go get a gold medal. No one's done that since Mike, or actually no one's done it other than Mike. He's saying all these things. And then years later, he go talking about like Kobe. Oh, Kobe can't be even compared in the conversation with Mike. Are you serious? Like, that's how you know there's some phony stuff going on, right? But that's neither here, neither there. Kobe approached it where he would watch Mike, and he was focused on the details. Like, why? Okay, how did he do that in the post? He was on the left side. He felt the guy on his hip. He did a reverse pivot as soon as he was crisp with it. It wasn't telegraphed. His footwork was pristine. Like, I need to practice that. Like, he was on the details. He said that he's seen how technically sound that Mike was, and how well oiled he was as a machine, and how his technique was flawless. And he said, I want my technique to be just as flawless. So while he's chasing perfection as a basketball player and saying that whatever happens after I perfect myself as a basketball player, it should lead into me winning more. Right? Peep that approach. I'm looking at perfect. He's not skipping steps. Right? One step at a time to get to the top of the step. The top of the step is greatness. That's at the end of your career when it's all said and done. People are going to look at it and say, this body of work is great. This is what greatness is. This is a great body of work. Right? That's what we call greatness. Right? You don't take the first step and then jump all the way to greatness. You don't skip steps. Can I get my game as technically sound and flawless as Mike? That's the steps that I need to take first. That was his approach. Technically sound, perfection as a player on both ends of the floor, and win. That wasn't LeBron's approach, right? Let's listen to what LeBron and how he approached this thing.
You've made some waves talking about Michael Jordan.
I have.
You told a group of kids at a skills camp that you are chasing the ghost of this guy who played in Chicago. What did you mean?
I meant in the simple fact that that's my personal inspiration. That's what drives me. And
you want 6 rings? Or you chase it that specific? What are we talking about here?
I'm chasing that greatness, that how great that ghost was. Everyone automatically kind of like, oh, he's trying to be, he's talking down on MJ, trying to be better than MJ. What actually is he talking about? That's always been my goal since I got in the NBA. When I was 18 years old, I told everyone that my favorite player was Michael Jordan. Hopefully I can get to that point.
So his approach is much different. Greatness is at the top of the steps. He wants that. He's not looking at the fine details that Kobe was looking at. How do I get my game this flawless? How can I reach perfection as a player on both ends of the floor? How do I do that? And then I win. He's looking at the finished product of Michael Jordan as far as greatness. Everything that Michael Jordan on paper has, and what people say about him on paper is what LeBron wants. I want to be talked about the way they're talking about Michael Jordan. I want someone to say I'm the GOAT. I want to own a team. I want to do Space Jam. I want people to buy me. Like, he's looking at the greatness of Michael Jordan as a finished product and not how did he get there? How complete can I get my game as a player? He's not looking at that. He's skipping everything that Kobe was paying attention to. That's why I say Kobe was building his foundation or his legacy on a brick foundation in a brick house. And LeBron was doing it on paper with a paper house or wood house or a straw house. He wanted everything on paper. He wanted the greatness. He wanted to skip straight to greatness. And that's why when he was going through the process in Cleveland and got to the finals once but couldn't get back to the finals, he jumped and skipped and said, man, go straight to a super team because I have to get that ring because Kobe already got 5. Mike got 6. I don't have one yet. I have to get greatness ASAP. Forget all the small steps. Forget making myself a complete player. I'm just going to find players that can fill the holes that I have. Every hole that Michael Jordan or Kobe had in the game, they went and filled those holes with hard work to perfect it. LeBron just said, I can find a teammate to fill that hole for me. I can jump to another team. I can fast forward. I can skip. I could not collect $200 and not go past go and just go straight to greatness. That's what he was trying to do. I just want to be great. I just want to be like Michael Jordan. Not do all the hard work. Right? That's a big difference. Right? So when you look at their first stint, whether it was 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, or whatever. So you look at the first stint of LA for Kobe and the first stint of Cleveland for LeBron. It goes like this. First, here's Kobe. He shows up in the organization. Yes, Jerry West believed in him. Yes, Jerry West saw something in him. Yes, the players at practice could see he was destined for something. But he still had to earn his. He still had to earn it. So he comes in, he's playing behind an all-star guard in Eddie Jones, and he's playing for a coach that don't want to play rookies, more or less a high schooler. So he's struggling with that. While he's looking at all these other rookies that came in his class, like Iverson, number 1 pick, Ray Allen, lottery pick, Kerry Kittles, lottery pick. You know, he's looking at players like that immediately came in and started for the ball clubs and had really good years. Iverson got Rookie of the Year. Ray Allen was obviously balling out as well. Kerry Kittles was doing all right. Right? So he got to see them guys come in and play. And I'm like, man, I know he felt like he was better than all of them. At the time, we knew so much about Iverson. I don't think no one probably thought he was better than Iverson, but he actually was. That's hindsight being 2020. But we didn't see Kobe go to college and play 1 year, so we didn't see him on a big stage. So if you wasn't from Jersey and really knew about Kobe, you probably didn't know about Kobe. But he knew, Jerry West knew. So imagine seeing these dudes playing and you can't even get in the game hardly because of Dale Harris. Right? So he wasn't given his spot. He even had to earn that. He even had to earn the right to play big minutes and start. Then he goes out as a rookie, gets in the dunk contest. This is something also he had to earn. That didn't come in the dunk contest. Oh, he's the favorite. And, even though he doing horrible dunks, we still go give him 10s just because he's the fan favorite. Nah, he went out there and earned that. When you look on the difference, all the high schoolers that came out were forwards. Sean Kilt, Derek Dawkins, Garnett, all these guys, Jermaine O'Neal, all these guys that came out of high school were big men, right? It was an easier transition for them. It wasn't guards brave enough or wing players brave enough to come out of high school and make that jump. Kobe was the first. So Kobe went through uncharted territory and paved the way for people like T-Mac and LeBron. They came after. Once they seen Kobe was able to handle it, they was like, oh well, maybe it is possible for wings to come out of high school and do something as well. So T-Mac got his chance, and then by the time we see T-Mac and Kobe become all-stars and superstar players, okay, LeBron is a real possibility, right? So LeBron even had the pathway paid for him by T-Mac and Kobe, right? So the difference is Kobe was paving his own way, earning everything. Everything was paved the way for LeBron James, right? So much so, I talked about Kobe actually winning the dunk contest as a rookie. LeBron James, when he did the dunk contest coming out of high school at the McDonald's All-American game, it was the most underwhelming dunk contest I think I've ever seen from a fan favorite or a favorite to win it. Nothing was creative. All his dunks was basic. The only thing he was doing, and the only thing that was really going for him, is the fact that he was jumping very high and getting his head at the rim on his dunks, and everybody was like, wow, like the vertical was like it was so impressive. He might as well not even dunked it. Just jump up and get your head, like, because everybody was impressed with him getting his head above the rim, not him dunking it. The dunk was underwhelming. He was in there with Shannon Brown. Shannon Brown had way better dunks, but Shannon Brown missed a dunk. Von Wafer was in there, had way better dunks, but he missed a couple of dunks. So them trying to do really hard, fancy, crowd pleasing dunks, they missed one. LeBron was just doing basic dunks. It was horrible. He even got booed after one dunk. Like it was, I mean, he had the DJ change the freaking song and was dancing, getting everybody hyped up for this dunk. Darius Miles, who played for Cleveland at the time, was a judge. Carlos Boozer, who played for Cleveland at the time, was a judge. They were in Ohio, in his hometown, so it was his crowd on top of the people who played for Cleveland right there judging, right? They just giving 9s and 10s just because. Got everybody hyped up, changed the DJ song, and then you go do this basic dunk, and they start booing. So even his dunk contest was given to him. Right. Then before that, before he even got the number one spot, when Lenny Cook was the number one player in the nation. Now, mind you, Lenny Cook was a screw up and a drunk, and just, I mean, he shouldn't have been. I mean, he was the number one player at the time, but I'm okay with them changing it after that camp that LeBron hit that game one on him in. But here's the thing. Sonny Vaccaro, who wasn't with Nike no more, who was with Adidas now, who was running that camp, he's the one who changed LeBron to the number one player after that. Right. But Lenny Cook, now he's number 2, but he's a senior and LeBron's a junior. LeBron came to number 1 as a junior. That's embarrassing to be Lenny Cook, be the number 1 player for the last 2 or 3 years. And then here comes LeBron. Nobody knew about him. He beat you at this camp, and he's a junior. Now he's number 1, and you the number 2 guy. That's kind of embarrassing. But it happened. But this was another thing given to him. Like, he's the chosen one. Now that's the guy. Now, mind you, it was the right choice. Lenny Cook could not be the guy. How he was built. He was built of the wrong stuff. Got to give LeBron credit for that. But it was still given to him. Like he didn't earn it for real. Like, he looked really good at that camp. I get it. T-Mac went to a camp, was unknown, and after he left the camp, he was the number 1 player in the nation. It happens, right? But I'm just talking about how things was paid for him. Sonny Vaccaro was very instrumental in making sure, okay, now that's the guy, right? Maybe he was trying to get him to sign with Adidas. Maybe that's what it was, right? But he ended up being the number 1 player. Then everything else just started work. You know, Lenny Cook tried to get himself together, and he went undrafted. And by the time LeBron gets drafted the next year, Lenny Cook is on a comeback tour. You know, I'm trying to do things right. I'm in shape. I'm not partying like I was. I'm serious. I want to make it to the league. And he gets invited to the summer league. He's playing with Boston. And the way he tells the story is that he was cooking in the summer league. LeBron was cooking. And then here comes a matchup. So Lenny Cook is very, very motivated. Oh, we about to play Cleveland. I'm very motivated. I am going to play like my life is dependent on it. I'm going to get back everything LeBron stole from me on this stage. And he was the player that was cooking for Boston Celtics. And he said the Boston Celtics came to him and said, you can't play this game. We're sitting you down. And he still to this day don't know why. Right? So could it be that Nike was like, look, we got to invest the interest in LeBron. We can't afford him to get into no pissing match with Lenny Cook on national TV. What if he lose? What if Lenny Cook actually embarrass him? All that money we got invested in him is going to go down the drain. We can't allow that to happen. Cook can't play. Is that possible? Because we do know it's possible that if LeBron has a camp and there's a certain somebody named Jordan Crawford in that camp and y'all on the court together and he comes in two-hand dunks on you and it's people recording the game and Nike representatives come and confiscate everyone's camera and have them delete the footage like Nike did that. You could Google that. So if do I think Nike would protect their investment by, oh no, we're not about to let this footage get out of him get dunked. However, somebody did have a cell phone and it wasn't like cell phones wasn't all equipped with cameras back then. So whoever had a cell phone got a little footage of it. So probably about 2 or 3 years later when everything died down, I think the footage surfaced on YouTube. But by that time, like it was just a rumor that he got dunked on, but no one's seen it. So Nike did confiscate all those recordings. So we know Nike play games like that. Is it possible that after that underwhelming dunk contest in high school, Nike told LeBron it was in his best interest not to enter the dunk contest in the league? It's possible because look, man, you're not like that, dog. And if you go out there like we know you for being a high flyer, you go out there and lose a dunk contest. I mean, Jordan didn't lose. He didn't even lose to Dominque. Vince Carter didn't lose. Kobe didn't lose. We actually think that you lost against Shannon Brown. Like you didn't get any 10s on your dunk in high school. Shannon Brown and Von Wafer both got 10s, perfects. He didn't get no perfect dunks, no 90s. So he's not really like that. So maybe Nike, you shouldn't go out there, which is the same reason why I think they won't let Caitlin Clark shoot the 3-point contest. Nah, you about to get smoked by Anescu, and we just can't afford that. Like you're known for a 3-point shooter. Once you lose the 3-point contest, it's a wrap. Like we just can't afford that, right? So I do think Nike has been protecting LeBron, right? NBA as well. What did T-Mac say about the Rookie of the Year when he was on Carmelo Anthony's podcast?
No, you knew Melo and LeBron and those dudes was gonna be tough. And honestly, I mean, no shade to anybody, but I thought he should have run Rookie of the Year.
I mean, they went to the playoffs that year.
Yeah, he should have won Rookie of the Year. You should have won that shit Rookie of the Year because you took your team to the playoffs. Did y'all win 50 games that year or 45?
46.
As a rookie lead your team, that is tremendous an accomplishment for a rookie to come in, have that spotlight on him like that, and to get slighted on Rookie of the Year I ain't like that at all. Mm-hmm. But I knew he was going to be tough. Well, also the chime in on that is it was a new generation of how the media was operating too for high school guys. You see what I'm saying? So the hype around these guys, like, damn, like these, they that nice?
Because I remember when you were coming out of high school.
It wasn't like this.
It was not. Yeah. It was.
I watched these guys play on TV.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's when I knew about Melo. Watching him play, I think he was at Oak Hill. I watched him play at Oak Hill on
it's the primetime shootout.
Yes.
Like, damn, that was All-Star Weekend in Philly.
It's crazy. Crazy times how it was changing at that moment.
So and somebody corrected me. Of course, Jordan did lose to Dominque 1 year. But he won the other ones against Dominque though. So But my point is this: Rookie of the Year. Even they couldn't allow that. Melo easily won Rookie of the Year. I mean, at the very worst, they could have gave co-Rookie of the Year like they did Grant Hill and Jason Kidd. But for both of y'all to be lottery picks, Melo to be number 3, LeBron to be number 1 pick, y'all both go to teams that were non-playoff teams, losing teams. The only difference is Melo had a tougher path being on the West Coast because most of the juggernauts was in the West Coast. And he almost won 50 games and made the playoffs in the West as a rookie. And you can't name the guy who was leading the Denver Nuggets the year before Melo got there. No one remembers the roster or can tell you who was the leading scorer for the team before Melo got there. So he really went to a skeleton crew. Whereas I can name Ricky Davis, who was a really good player, averaging over 20 points a game, or at least 18 to 20 points was big back then in the 90s or late 90s, early 2000s, right? 20 points was still could be a number 1 option, right? But you got Ricky Davis there, Boozer was there, Darius Miles was there. So he didn't go to a squad that was just we starting from scratch. They had pieces there. The only thing is they were still trying to figure out how to use LeBron. And LeBron and Ricky Davis was occupying the same type of spaces that they both wanted to be. So they obviously was clashing. Like we don't know how to work with this. LeBron is good with the ball. He's like a point guard. We get the best out of him when he's got the ball. How we go work this? Ricky Davis likes to shoot. Like we don't know what to do. Right. And the skill set of LeBron is go, run, fast, jump, high, full speed ahead, blah, 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 blah. And it just doesn't mesh well with what Boozer, Darius Miles, and Ricky Davis was. So there may have been a clash of play styles or personalities or egos with Cleveland, but people like Melo and Kevin Durant, they're such. Hey, look, man, I'm so good at basketball. I can do it with the ball, without the ball, in the post, on the perimeter, mid post, on the break. Like I can do it so many ways. I can play with a traditional point guard, and I can be off ball. Like Melo, like I got the jump shot. I don't have to take a lot of dribbles. I don't need the ball. Like it didn't matter who was on that Denver squad. Melo came and immediately we're a playoff team and we almost won 50 games, and I'm a rookie. And he averaged more points, and he averaged more rebounds, and he played more games, better free throw percentage, better 3-point percentage. The only difference, I will say that LeBron probably was a better defender, and being by circumstances of what position he played with the ball, he had more assists. He won less games. He played less games. How you vote for that, this is, like I said, like Greg Anderson said, given or earned. LeBron was given a lot of things. Kobe earned a lot of things. He actually earned everything. Nothing was given to him. He earned everything, right? So that's their first stint, right? That's how they came in as rookies, as youngsters. Kobe earned his position, playing with all these vets, a playoff-ready team. Shaq is on there. It's a big deal. LeBron, we're getting rid of Carlos Boozer. We're getting rid of Darius Miles. We're getting rid of Ricky Davis. Hell, we're going to get rid of Paul Silas as well. We're going to give you a clean slate. However you want to play, that's how you go play. What do you need? Shooters around you? Okay, we'll find some. Right? So they building around them. Kobe he's got to learn how to fit in with a guy that's already a daggone top 50 player of all time, Shaq. The big fella. Right? I gotta figure that out, right? And then play with all these vets. Rick Fox. I mean, it's vets all over the place. Phil Jackson comes in. I'm already a dunk contest champion. I'm already an all-star. selectee. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 20. What was he? 21 by the time Phil got there. Won a ring at 21, 22. Man, this dude was getting it the hard way. Right? Got 3 rings with Phil and Shaq. This is the difference right here. He was doing it with Shaq. Some people would say, "Oh man, like T-Mac, if I had Shaq, I would win a ring as well." Shaq, if T-Mac was here, he would win 3 with me as well. Okay, cool, whatever. What people were saying about Kobe back then? Oh man, yeah, you got 3, but you got it with Shaq. Can you do it without Shaq? All right, look, this whole time I was playing with Shaq, and I'm shooting the ball, and Shaq not getting the ball. Y'all calling me selfish. Phil telling me we about to lose the big fella reining in. I got a string of 9 straight 40-point games that I gotta bring in. So now y'all want to play unselfish. Okay, I played unselfish. I didn't go get my stats. I didn't try to steal the team from Shaq. I bowed out because Phil asked me to do it. I didn't go hard like I could have. And I got 3 rings, win it the right way. And now y'all not giving me credit and challenging me to do it without Shaq. Okay, challenge accepted. I will leave. If y'all want to keep Shaq, I will leave. Me and my family are already looking at houses in Chicago. Chicago want me. I go to Chicago in free agency. Jerry West said, nah, young fella, we trading Shaq. LA is yours. Challenge accepted. I don't want the easy way. If y'all saying it's easy to win with Shaq, give me away from send Shaq somewhere else. Give me a regular sidekick, Pau Gasol. Just a regular sidekick. I don't want no superstar. I don't want someone on Shaq's level. I don't want 2 superstars. I don't want a super team. Give me a regular sidekick that I could at least play with. Not Smush Parker, not Bill Walton. Give me something real. Oh, pal, I'll work with that. It ain't KG. It ain't Duncan. It ain't even Amari Stoudemire. It ain't Bosh. It ain't it's Pal. Okay, I'll work with that. Give me Pal. Oh, Bynum out of high school. Okay, I turn Bynum into something. Lamar got it. I got good role players, Phil and Pal. Regular sidekick, got it. I go to 3 straight finals with that and win 2 of them. 1 against a super team. 1 against Orlando and Dwight playing at his highest level, who just put the 66 and 16 LeBron James led Cavs out. I get both of them with Powell, who's not a top 75 player of all time. So give me the hard route. Since y'all said it was easy with Shaq, give me the hard route and let me prove to y'all and show y'all that I'm him. Meanwhile, LeBron, his first stint with Cleveland, I'm trying to do it the hard way with a regular sidekick, Big Z, Larry Hughes, Mo Williams. Mo Williams and Mo Williams and Big Z both made All-Star. Only issue Big Z had was his feet. He kept breaking his foot when he was younger, when he first came in. But Big Z is a monster. But his foot slowed him down. But I mean, you look at somebody like Reggie Miller with Rick Smits. That's the best Reggie Miller ever had was Rick Smits, especially in the East. Reggie Miller had Rick Smits. He got to the finals. I think he got there twice. Jason Kidd on the East had Kenyon Martin as his number 2. He got to the finals twice. Allen Iverson in the East had Mutombo as his number 2. He got to the finals. Allen Houston in the East had Sprewell as his number 2. He got to the finals. On the East, it's not a big deal. Kawhi Leonard went East Coast 1 year. Siakam as his number 2 got to the finals and won against Steph and the Warriors. You get what I'm saying? So LeBron had Big Z, Larry Hughes, Mo Williams, got to the finals. He won 66 games one year, couldn't get to the finals, but he got to the finals. Couldn't get it done. Okay, cool. All right, so he's doing it the way all the other players in the East were doing it. Iverson, J. Kidd, all them, but he probably looked at it and was like, man, Reggie Miller got out here one year without a superstar. I don't think I can get back to the finals. Am I going to be like J. Kidd? Got there twice, didn't get no ring until, I finally got one when I teamed up with Dirk. Reggie Miller never got one. Iverson never got one. Barkley never got one. Right? If I play with regular dudes like a Powell or Big Z or Mo Williams, if I play with regular sidekicks, I don't think I'm good enough to get a ring. And I can't reach that greatness of Michael Jordan or Kobe if I don't get a ring. I need a ring. So he did the opposite of what Kobe Bryant did. Kobe Bryant said, oh, y'all saying Shaq was easy for me to get a ring as a number 2? Get rid of Shaq. Give me a sidekick. I'll be the number 1. I can show you I'm going to do it. Right? LeBron James said, I can't do it that way. It's too hard. I got to the finals, got swept by Tim Duncan and the Spurs. I tried to get back to the finals and I got beat by Boston. I got beat by Dwight Howard and the Magic. I can't get back there. I'm going to form a super team in Miami. Huge difference. Huge difference. Kobe said, I would do it the hard way after my 7 years with Shaq and the Lakers. And after LeBron's 7 years with the Cleveland, he said, I'm doing it the easy way. Give me a super team. Give me Wade and Bosh in Miami with Pat Riley. And then even with that, I'm going to get there and with the super team, we go lose to Dirk and Jason Terry. Dirk and Jason Terry and J. Kidd. Here it is, Dirk showing you that he could do what Kobe did. I can win with a regular sidekick. I don't even need no superstar. Like, at the age J. Kidd was, he was a regular sidekick. He wasn't no superstar no more. Dirk said, I can be the super team with a regular sidekick. But here it is, LeBron saying, I need a super team, and still didn't get it done. And then had to add another superstar past his prime. I give him that. It was past his prime. Ray Allen. Had to add him. And then a Rashard Lewis and then Mike Miller. All these dudes had to add that to the bench. These are starters on other teams. Like Ray Allen just came from starting on the championship squad in Boston. He comes to be a bench player for Miami. That's how stacked Miami was. Mike Miller was a starter in Memphis. He comes over here to be a bench player for Miami. Rashard Lewis was a starter on the team that put LeBron out when he was with Cleveland on Orlando. He comes to be a bench player in Miami. So he's grabbing good players. Come help me get my first ring, please, man. The super team ain't enough. Can you give me a super bench? That's the difference, right? Kobe, after his three-peat with Shaq, wanted the challenge to win the hard way. And LeBron, after his failed attempts to win a ring in Cleveland, decided to take it the easy route, right? That's a major difference, Rob. That's a major difference, right? Like I was saying, I'm gonna open the phone lines up so y'all can call, right? Kobe wanted to hone his skills in and be as sharp as Michael Jordan. LeBron never wanted to hone his skills to be as sharp as Michael Jordan. LeBron only wanted the things that Michael Jordan had on paper. He only wanted the praise that Michael Jordan had off the court. He wanted that greatness to be part of his legacy. He never wanted to be as sharp as a player as Mike. That's why he always went and found a teammate that could be that sharp. That's why that's why Kyrie was important to Cleveland winning their first ring. That's why Wade was important to Miami and Bosh. That's why AD was important in LA. Like he gets these players that are so skilled, so good offensively, because that's what he is lacking at. And instead of him getting that good offensively, he wants to give me players that are that good. These players are so good, we can play in a flawed offense and they can figure it out. Like they ran an offense that said that we're going to stand at the 3-point line so the paint can be wide open for LeBron to run high screen and roll and get down here running full speed. And his second best player has to be so good offensively that whenever that high screen and roll doesn't work and we can't get a shot off that high screen and roll, we should be able to reverse the ball to that second best player. And he is so good offensively, ISO or whatever the case may be, that he can go get you a bucket as soon as you say, okay, you got that failed over the way. You got 8 seconds. Give me a bucket, and you got to be able to do that for about 24 to 25 points a game for the entirety of the season in the playoffs. Like you got to give him about 20 to 20. You got to give him 23 to 25 points as a co-star off that type of offense. It's my turn to try to make something happen. Oh, I failed. It's your turn. You got 8 seconds. Wade turning it into buckets. AD turning it into buckets. Kyrie turning it into buckets. Then the crazy part about that, the way his team was constructed, if Wade, AD, or well, I ain't even gonna say AD because it was a little different in LA. But for Wade and Kyrie, they had so many safety nets that, oh, well, if Wade can't do it, guess what? I got another superstar in Bosh. Bosh can do it. And then if Kyrie can't do it, I got another almost superstar in K-Love. He can get the shot off. And then J.R. Smith could get it, or Ray Allen could get it. When have you known an offense where Kobe was like, we couldn't get no shot. I got a player that's my second best player that is so good, all I got to do is throw him the ball. Kobe was the guy that you threw the ball to and when you couldn't get no offense ran. All right, now give it to Kobe, make it happen. Michael Jordan was that guy. LeBron's not that guy. He's the guy, I can pass it to you, right? Huge difference, y'all. Last thing. Here's another difference. Kobe Bryant really cared about the Lakers. And after his Achilles injury, and when he came back and he realized, I'm not the same guy that can put the whole franchise and the team on his shoulders and make it happen. I'm not gonna be that guy. So this is what I'm gonna do. You know, I've given you a couple of discounts, Jeannie, and I want to be a Laker for life. But you know, this is, you know, I'm not gonna give you a discount for my last 2 seasons. I want to take the money that you owe me, right? I want to take some money, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna force you to pay another player to come help me and pretend like we go try to make a run at it. I'm telling you, we're not making a run, right? We're not making a run. I'm telling you that. So just pay me my money. We'll suck for 2 years. My last year will be my farewell tour. But what you will be able to do is accumulate draft picks. You can bring in some first rounders, and then once it's time for me to go, you can start developing those first rounders. And who knows, you might be able to use those guys for trade bait to get you another superstar in here. But I'm not going to waste your time, force you to go over the salary cap, paying the luxury tax, so I can pretend like coming off this Achilles injury at 38, I'm about to make a run for a title. I'm not that guy no more. So he gave the Lakers that. LeBron is like, hell no. Nah. I know I can't get you nothing else. I know I can't get you another big player runner, but I want you to still go on the luxury tax. I want you to still trade away all your first rounders. I want you to draft my son. I want to make this season a spectacle about this non-organic father-son playing in the league. Bring the Griffeys on. Oh, I'm going to do a podcast with JJ Redick. Fire Ham, bring Redick in. Let Clutch help you run the like this is insane. The type of things that this dude is doing in the organization. Just insane work. Huge difference between how Kobe went out and how LeBron went out. What was supposed to happen was last year was supposed to be LeBron's farewell tour. You got a chance to play with Luka. We got your replacement in. We got our next superstar. We need to build around him. We can't build around you and him at the same time, especially not you being 40. Just do us a favor and leave. Like, just leave. We'll talk about that more on the next segment, but he has to shit or get off the pot, and he's not shitting no more. He's constipated. It's Luka's team now, but he won't leave. Dead, but he won't lay down. Right. So let's open the phone lines up, man, and let me get into these super chats that came in, and then I'll get into some of these comments too. B New said, do you have set times for your live? Not anymore, B New. I used to go live every Tuesday at 4:30 Eastern time. But I can't keep that schedule up no more, so I'm actually going live at random times, which I know it sucks for the audience, but I'm doing my best. Caller from Washington, hold on real quick. Let me finish reading these super chats. Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me read these super chats real quick. I'm not saying your name, LS. He said, let LeBron live, Mel. Thanks for the super chat. DG1, LeBron fans don't know the game. His dominating the ball so much diminishes his teammates. It surely does. And what they could contribute. That's why I don't care about stats. I'm with you on that for sure. All right, go ahead.
How you doing, Mel? You know, this is your partner from Washington.
What's good, man? What's good?
And I'm just enjoying the show like everyone else.
Good.
But hey, look, we can go through like everything you just mentioned on why a lot of us just believe, you know, Kobe Bryant's just a better basketball player than LeBron James. When it comes just like being a complete player from the offensive and defensive end, you can just see just from the eye test it's Kobe Bryant. I would say my biggest thing is when you look at the two players, other than just the eye test, is Kobe won more with less than what LeBron has. LeBron, every team he's won with was a super team, except for one, and that was the Bubble Championship. And Kobe, every team he won with was without a super team. Granted, he did have Shaq for 3 of the stints, but LeBron, he never three-peated like Kobe. And for the other ones, Kobe won 2 sincerely undermanned, especially the last championship when he was playing against the Celtics. He was going against 4 All-Stars, probably 4 future Hall of Famers, and he had one player, Pau Gasol, who's not even a top 75 player, even though Pau Gasol was great, but I don't want to bash Pau because I did enjoy Pau when I was watching the Lakers, but he probably wasn't even a top 5 big man in the league. He probably had like Dirk, Duncan, KG, Dwight, and Yao as players, and probably Amari Stoudemire, honestly. But as far as just like watching it, I just believe that's why I have Kobe over, because he always just won with less.
You're 100% correct, man. No lies detected at all. No lies detected at all, man. And like somebody, I mean, it's crazy that you actually got to sit down and break it down from beginning to end. And I could have went even deeper, but I didn't want to bore y'all, man. Because I mean, my mind goes all. I mean, it really goes down a rabbit hole with this whole thing. But it's really if you compare and contrast them from start to finish, man, is a fascinating rabbit hole to go down for real. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I go down a rabbit hole too as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
I mean, even like even when you compare like when they first get drafted, Kobe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was the first ever player out of high school to be drafted as a guard. Every other player was a big man.
Correct.
And during that time, look, if you're not a big man, you're not probably going to get minutes like that coming out because everybody went to college. So not only that, Kobe got drafted to a team with 3 other All-Stars, and your big man is Shaq, probably the best big man in the league between him and Duncan at the time.
Correct.
And nobody's going to give a high school player the spot over Shaq. Mind you, also have Nick the Quick and Eddie Jones.
Correct.
As your 2 other players. And then you have a coach that's not going to play a high schooler because they think you're not going to get any credibility playing a high school player. But we see him, his skill set, knowing that he's ready to play. I mean, we saw him dropping 40 in the summer league, or just being ready. But that's one of the main reasons why the Clippers didn't draft him. It was they said he has the best workout they've ever seen, but we're not going to draft a high schooler because they're going to think our organization's a joke.
It's crazy. Crazy, man. Thanks for the call, bro. Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna let some other guys get in. Somebody from India just tried to call, so I don't even know if I can answer that without getting charged, but we'll see, man.
No, you good, man. Yeah, take care. Have a good day.
All right, bro. All right, man. Here's a caller from Illinois. Let's see if I can get you in really quick. Caller from Illinois, can you hear me?
Man, this is Greg, man. What's going on?
Man, what's poppin', man? What's good, man?
Man, I've been listening, man. I just been on the grind. I tell you about it off air, but man, you've been cooking, man. I've been watching a lot of your old episodes, and man, the way that you breaking the GOAT debate down, you basically just stated it's no debate. So let's switch it over to the Kobe and LeBron. Let's start with mentality. You got one player that's begging for more help after every season. Not a role player. He's talking about another star. They're talking about LeBron needs more help. LeBron needs more help. How can you be the GOAT and you always need more help? Do you know Austin Reeves, even though he's a flawed player, he don't play no defense, but half the NBA don't play no defense. He averaged 20 points a game. 20 points a game. So what do you need? A fourth 20-point per game score? And then you're gonna take all of the credit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's how I set up, man. And that's how you know it's like a collective effort, because he'll get all these superstars or all these all-stars or all this elite help, and no matter what goes down on the court, the media already has their talking points on how they're going to give credit to LeBron. And
just like the Olympics.
I'm like, man, this is insane. Like, how can so many people be on one accord like this if it's not a script with it? Like, it's insane, man. And most players that know, especially this late in the game, they know they're gonna get blamed for everything, and they know that they're not gonna get no credit for nothing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, you got to think about it, Mel. The man owns a sports agency, and he owns half of the media. Like, half of the media works for his sports agency. So the narrative is already written. So it's like, I mean, it's a lose-lose situation. If you win a ring, he's going to get all the credit. If you lose, you're going to get all the blame. You're going to be the scapegoat. That's what he's the GOAT of. He's the GOAT of scapegoating other players. You know, but see, so this also goes back to, like, they always talk about LeBron's field goal. He scored at just as many points with 1,000 less shots than Jordan and Kobe. His field goal percentage is so high because he always passing that boy like a hot potato at the end of the shot clock. You know what I'm saying? He put his teammates in like such bad positions. I made the right basketball play. No, the right basketball play is you're the best. You're supposed to take that tough shot. Don't pass it to Kyle Korver with 1 second left and a hand in his face. That's not a right basketball play.
Nah, the guy that's making $52 million a year, passing it to the guy that's on a vet minimum for the game.
On a 10-day, not even a vet minimum, on a 10-day contract. He just got pulled up from the G League. Hey, one last point, man. LeBron, the only cat that they make a GOAT argument based off of who he didn't beat. Can you imagine, like, saying that you the toughest in your neighborhood? Like, oh, man, I got my ass beat by so-and-so. You ain't fought nobody that was tougher than him. He ain't beat your ass. He only beat my ass because, you know, what kind of argument is that to make? Like, you know, you claiming you the toughest based off of who beat you up. Hey, I'm gone, man. I'll take your comments off there, man.
All right, thanks, Greg.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, let me get that caller from India, man. Since you're a first time caller, I need to get you in here, man. Oh man, Dallas, Texas calling in. Caller from Texas, what's good?
Oh, I'm on the show. Now, could I hear what he was talking about, Trevor?
Yeah, you live, man. What's good?
All right, bet. Y'all was talking about Bron, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, boom. I know this show. Let me eat one time. Because I don't even mess with Bron for real. But the criticism of y'all criticizing the game when y'all talk about Bron, it's positioned as basketball now. So when we talk about Bron, we got to talk about what era he playing in. I told my nigga, I'm like, he can't shoot. But who's stopping him from going to the paint? They moving out the way like little bitty boys. That's not Bron's fault. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. Hold on. Let me say this first. Kobe way better. That's not even, I ain't even playing like I'm defending him. But I'm defending the game. Like, we gonna take everything from Bron. Bro, the man got hella IQ. His efficiency when he on the court. I told my partner, I'm like, bro, I said, bro, Kyrie don't even get one if it was for Bron. We can't take everything away from him. AD got one because of Bron. So we gonna break basketball from what we know and how we watch it to diminish him. Bro, he not the GOAT.
So
please, we gotta stop taking from him.
Yeah, I'm not.
Stop
well, hold on. What's your name again?
So they call me Boosie.
Boosie. Hey, look. So I'm not taking. You probably didn't catch the beginning of the show. I'm not taking from LeBron. I said the conversation with LeBron and Jordan has been over for a long time.
Oh no, for sure.
Right.
For sure. We basketball, so we watch the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
And I said Kareem is my number 2. I don't know who you got number 2, but Kareem for me is number 2. Number 3 for me is Kobe. However, I'm giving LeBron his credit for being a great player. With the debate, for some people, it might start with number 3 with Kobe. It doesn't for me. Like my 1, 2, and 3 is Mike, Kareem, Kobe for sure. The debate for me starts at 4, but I would entertain a debate for Kobe and LeBron. So this is what this stream was about, just showing you that if you compare Kobe and LeBron, that's the conversation that really needs to be had. It's been over for the GOAT for LeBron since 2011. That ship has sailed.
Okay, so look, so how many rings Kobe got?
He got 5.
And how many Bron got?
He got 4.
All right, so we just strictly going from rings?
No. So you new to the channel, ain't you?
No. Yeah. I'm new to the channel, but
yeah,
I'm just entertaining the Bron and Kobe argument. Like Kobe, you go for sure.
You new to the channel. I grade the player, right? Based on strengths and weaknesses on both ends of the floor, right? And then I grade what that player was able to do on the floor. Right, so that's what I do, and then I also count. Winning is one of the main things that I look at, but it's not just rings. Yeah. It's just not winning. I'm grading the player. Kobe is a better player than LeBron James, hands down. I don't think it's close. He's a better player. What LeBron was able to do was maneuver things off the court as far as how I'm going to go to this team and how I'm gonna get this player or this player or this player. He was able to manipulate that well. Kobe Bryant just got in the gym and worked.
Okay, I agree 100%, bro. Like I'm not biased to that. I agree. But when we start naming and going off like that, I start going into dunking. Look at the squad he got, the squads he had, and we respect him to the fullest. But look at his squad, Magic. Look at Magic squads, and we respect them to the fullest. But why we gotta pick away from Bron? Like, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. Kobe better than Bron, straight up. You know what I'm saying? You know how we watch the game. Who that dog? Who gonna make it happen? Everybody know Kobe getting the ball. Even when he missed, we thought he was gonna make Kobe that guy. But Bron need his props, bro. He changed the lead, his position, his basketball.
Yeah, but you don't think that people give LeBron his props. Like I give him his props. I mean, to say he's in the debate for 4
No, you did it. You did it for sure. You did it for sure. You one of the few that I heard do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I saw my partner. I'm like, bro, I got a call. You know what I'm saying? We got us a little podcast. We starting up. But I'm like, bro, we got a call. You know what I'm saying? Because that's real. Like you said, the debate for 4, that's fair. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when we talk about GOATs, that's a term that speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? He's a great basketball player. And like I said, I probably did catch the live late. So, but I'm already agreeing. Kobe in his own, he in a whole nother league. Like you say, it's Kareem, Jordan, and Kobe. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's really Jordan and Kobe, because Kobe like the 2.0 of that man. You know what I'm saying? And like somebody just called in and said mentality. That counts a lot. Like Jordan,
100%.
they feared him.
Yeah,
they feared Jordan, and that's what I want to give Bron. They fear him. I'm trying to watch my words, but they fear Bron. I don't see nobody stepping in the way all that muscle taking that charge. He a freak of nature. We need to be thankful that we need to enjoy watching Bron play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with y'all.
Hey, look, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it to be done though. I saw it. It was real dope the first 15 years. He should have quit while he was ahead. It was real dope the first 15 years.
Okay, for sure. And I don't want to cut you off. And I heard somebody say something about, I don't know if it was you. Somebody said, Luka team now. Bron need to go or something like that.
Yeah. You don't think so?
I mess with it.
The man 40. The man 40, dog.
Okay, look, me and bro was just arguing about this the other day. I went to the stats on him. I'm like, shit, he ain't dropped off yet, but he's still putting up 25.
But it don't matter though. It's time for him to go. Look, dude. If you invite me to your house right now, right? You had a little kickback at your crib, man. 20 people in there, man. You got food, you got wings, some drink, whatever the case may be, man. You probably got some green in there. At some point, I know when my welcome is over and it's time for me to go. You know what I mean? Ain't no more wings. We done drank all the drink. You know what I mean? Your old lady done came home. You know what I mean? She done took a shower and put her pajamas on. The only thing that's stopping you from going to go lay down with your old lady is because I'm still in your living room watching TV. Everybody done left. Everybody that came with me done left already. Wade, Mello, they all gone.
You wrong, bro. That's you funny and fun, bro. But you don't do it like this. He still putting up 25.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Look. Hey, bro. Hey, look. It's 2 a.m, but I still got an ounce of weed. Just because I still got green don't mean I get to stay. Your old lady ready for you to come to bed.
This dude funny.
You can't get no higher, dude. Like, we can't keep rolling up. Go home. At some point, I'm trying to figure. Are you homeless? Are you a what do they call a hobosexual? Like,
funny, bro. We can't knock for 25, bro. By the time they 37, 38, bro, I was running down stats on them. KG, Bomb, like all of them, once they get to a certain age, they drop off. Man, this man still performing.
It's time for him to go. We seen Michael. Listen, we seen Michael Jordan at 35 hit the game-winning shot on a younger Brian Russell, the game winner in the game since in the finals to end a three-peat, right? And I think he got MVP and played all 82 games and made first team all NBA that year. And he retired.
For sure.
You got to know when it's time to go home. Just because you got something left in the tank don't mean stay. Your welcome is ruined.
That hurts, bro. I don't want to take up the show. You know what I'm saying? I can chop it down with you all night. Like, I'm a fan of the guy. I love sports. Like, I'm all over this. I just had to call in. I'm like, bro, I'm an athlete and I love sports. So it's like, bro, we gotta start putting some respect. I'm like, that was funny. Like you said, you gotta know when you welcome up. That was funny as hell. Like you funny. Like that's funny.
But it's true though.
Buddy, like I'm still laughing at it. But 25 a game, these young boys can't even put up 17.
25 a game, but you going home in the second round. Hey, bro, if it was 25 a game and y'all in the finals, I get it. But it's 25 a game and you can't get past Jokic. I'm sorry, dog.
Oh, we're not gonna bring Jokic in this. We ain't gonna talk about Denver squad. He been loaded. Jokic been loaded. And okay, I get what y'all saying. You know what I'm saying? Because my partner told me the other day, I'm like, shit, Bron ain't really been playing with nobody these last couple of years. So I guess they go with y'all argument of saying that he need help. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah.
And I agree. I agree. Oh, but I don't know if I said it yet. But yeah, this is what I want to say before I get out of here. Okay. We talking about goals, okay, I understand that. Kobe better than Bron. But Bron, and then we talking about positionless basketball now. Bro, somebody has to view him as a guard. You know how they be talking about point forward now?
Yeah.
How Magic was a point forward.
Yeah.
So he's facilitating. You know what I'm saying? And I don't remember seeing Magic just, you know what I'm saying? But it was his IQ that we loved. You know what I'm saying? Like Duncan, we didn't see Duncan doing half of the flashy stuff. But with his surrounding cast, it's like, oh, look at Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't keep doing Bron. An athlete, a freak of nature who changed. I ain't gonna say he changed the league, but like you see how it ain't nothing but a bunch of 6'7", 6'8" wannabe guards. Ain't no big man. You know what I'm saying? Like with the era that he's playing in, he changed it. Like okay, after him we got Steph. I got all the youngsters want to shoot the 3-ball now. Ain't nobody playing defense now. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, when we speak on them, we have to put all that into play. And I understand, okay, back to, once again, Kobe the GOAT. But my argument, Bron,
make it quick. I'm gonna take the last call. Make it quick. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm just saying his efficiency as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? He's a big guard. I understand he don't take the clutch shots. He not the GOAT for sure. But I'm saying his efficiency when he's on the court, like the freak of nature that he is, like still averaging 25 at 40. But I'm gonna subscribe to you, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
For sure.
Yep. All right, I'll take that last call. Let's get that first time caller from India, and that'll be the last one. Nobody else call in. I want that first caller, that first time caller from India. Nope, Syracuse. Nah, I'm sorry, Syracuse. I'm taking the India call.
Hello?
Caller from India. What's good? What's your name?
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Andre.
What's good, Andre? What's your thoughts, man?
Hey, man, listen, I've been watching your show for a while, and I like what you're doing there. I just wish your cronies was on there with you. My thought is, I feel Kobe by far is a better skilled player. Right, we can say mentality as well. Mentality where I want to take the tough shots. I want the game on my shoulders. LeBron, he doesn't have that mentality. He needs Kyrie. He needs these other players to help bring him home, to help bring the championship home. Yeah, he'll go hard. When the game, he'll take that last shot if he's up by one or if it's a tie game. He'll have the confidence to take that shot because if it's a tie game, then hey, we still tie if he missed. But skill level. Like Kobe by far, like it's crazy how a guy LeBron size never thought about. Let me dominate in the post. Okay, we got a back to back. Let me get down the post and work on my footwork. He tried with a king to learn, but you can see if you watch the video, it took him forever to try to get a move. Kobe already had those moves. He just wanted to get a tutorial, see like if I was missing something.
Correct.
And he wasn't. So And if LeBron had the IQ that he said he had, why he never taught himself how to really shoot the basketball or shoot the ball going right? It's a tougher thing for him. The footwork is not there. It's not like I'm getting on LeBron, like I'm ragging on him, but it's just the facts is the facts. If you have a different opinion, people say it's hate. It's hate. No, I'm just looking at the player, the skill level. And I just think a lot of people are infatuated with his athletic ability and not his skill work, not the footwork, not, you know what I mean? Like people maybe didn't have athletic ability growing up, whatever. Oh man, he can jump out the gym. Now, one thing you say he's been athletic more through his career than Kobe, yes, but because of Kobe's footwork and skills, he would always dominate LeBron in those matchups. And another thing, the main reason why LeBron is struggling in the West is he can't do what he did in the East because there's way more talent. You know, there's way more talent in the West, and it's tougher. He had some great teams in the East when he was with Cleveland, but he couldn't bring it home because he wasn't that guy. He had to have someone to bring it home for him, and he wasn't that guy.
Nah, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. What you doing in India, man?
That's what I feel. I'm working over here at Sports Academy, so I'm like third in line behind the national team coaches.
Oh, for real? Okay. What, for basketball?
So I'm over
soccer?
here developing players. Yeah, I'm over here developing players.
Okay, all right.
No,
doubt.
just straight basketball.
Okay. All right. Well, good, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call, man. I had to get you in here, man. So stay locked in, big dog.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Later.
Somebody said they wanted to watch Kobe highlights and Kobe games with me. Send me the link to the Kobe game you want to watch. We'll watch it on StreamYard or something like that. I don't know. I break down some film for you, man. No problem. Easy day. Just text the call in number and send the YouTube link. All right. I wanted to get into some other things too, y'all. All right, bet Kobe 81 piece. That's cool. All right, listen. I want to get into. I mean, we'll stay on the LeBron topic a little bit, but it's kind of more of a Luka topic, right? So Luka Doncic, he did just sign that extension with the Lakers, and he didn't do like a full 4 year, 5 year. What I think he did a 3 year, or maybe a two year with a option on the third. I think that's what it was, man. So I guess the purpose of that is for him to play and earn that supermax that he lost because he wasn't with Dallas. I think he could have signed the supermax with Dallas, but since he got traded to LA, he wasn't eligible for the supermax. But the supermax with LA now that he's established himself there with this extension or whatnot, I guess that's how it works. Supermax is gonna be worth like 5 years, 415 million or something like that. Crazy, right? I don't know if LA is really gonna get that to him, but he might be on probation. Like hey, we want to see how you do, man. Can you stay in shape? Can you stay healthy? Are you gonna make us some money? And I think he can. If LeBron was helping them make money, I'm pretty sure Luka can. They're gonna be selling some jerseys, right? So it was interesting that he signed it. And all while this is going on, LeBron, now notice ever since LeBron's been in LA, every summer, the topic of discussion is Bron. Whether it's, are they going to draft Bronny, or they fired Darvin Ham for JJ Redick, or shoot, they got a super team because they just went and got Westbrook, or shoot, they got a super team because they went and got Melo, or shoot, can they repeat after the bubble after they traded away all their pieces, Dwight, Rondo, Green, Avery Bradley, Dwight, Kuzma. They let all that go. Caldwell Pope, all that's gone. What they go do? You know what I mean? So it's always been a topic of discussion. Maybe 1 year the Clippers stole the spotlight a little bit. I think that's why they went out and got Westbrook, because the Clippers went and got Paul George and Kawhi, and the summer was all Clipper talk. And you know the Lakers don't like the Clippers, right? And LeBron don't like being out of the spotlight. So do something quick. You know what I'm saying? Do something quick. Go get Westbrook. Hey, we got a super team too. We got Westbrook, LeBron, and AD. You know what I mean? So and when it happened, I think I was doing YouTube back then as well. And I think I had mentioned this don't make basketball sense. I really do think the reason why LeBron and the Lakers went and got Westbrook was to make a splash in the news or make a splash in the media. I really do think LeBron operates like that, right? You know, and that's probably part of what Clutch Sports be telling some of these people. Like when LeBron comes here, the engagement is going to be sky high. Everyone's going to be talking about him. The media is going to be talking about him. Like he can keep your franchise in the middle of discussions of everything, which means that when we start making figuring out what these teams go be on TV and who go in TV games and all that stuff, I'm guaranteeing you, as long as LeBron is here, the Lakers will be on TV. So it's lucrative to have LeBron. And I think Clutch Sports and LeBron are very wise about how they do that. Like, we're going to make sure we're always talked about, whether it's good or bad. And that's going to be good for your franchise financially, right? So I really do think that's how they operate, right? So nonetheless, this year, despite all the trying, no one's talking about Bronny. You know, he's been playing in the summer league and been playing pretty good. Nobody's talking about him. Gilbert Arenas tried. Nobody wants to talk about him. Nobody wants to talk about LeBron. And he's trying. I mean, he was so desperate, he went and worked out in the Clippers facility with the Clippers sign visible behind him. Took the picture, posted it on IG, had a sweater with his son's logo on it. I guess that's marketing for them. And probably also thinking like, I do something very controversial. I'm in the Clippers facility during the summertime working out, put it on IG. People's going to share it and share it and share it and talk about it. But my genius is, man, all those people that shared and looked at this picture, they're going to see my son's logo, Bryce James, you know what I mean, on my sweater. Maybe it was for that, or maybe it was because he's trying to subliminally or what's the word I'm looking for? He's trying to get a message across to the Lakers, you know, that he's unhappy, or, you know, I don't know if this is some type of passive aggressiveness. I don't know what the deal is, but he did it and he posted it, right? So, but still, nobody really wants to talk about it. I didn't even talk about it. Nobody cares. The Lakers don't care. Jenny Buss sold the team. There's new owners. I don't have to worry about this new owner at the summer league game with LeBron sitting while she's just laying in his arms. Right. You know, I don't think the new owner is going to be doing that like Jenny did, you know, so I think the relationship is totally different. All these new owners that are coming into majority ownership with these teams, they operate and think different. Right. Dallas, new ownership came in after Mark Cuban sold the team, and it was like, well, you know what? I don't think we want to do this Supermax for Luka. Let's figure another way out. Right. And here they are with AD, Kyrie, and the number one pick in the draft, Cooper Flag. Keep the boat moving. Different thought process. So this new owner coming into LA, he's probably like, I'm not even on what Jenny was on. Like, we don't need Bron and Bronny. Y'all can go on about your business, right? Right. So so LeBron's pouting. And for the first time in his career, no, not the first time, the second time in his career, LeBron has probably heard the word no. LeBron probably wanted something. He probably wanted a 3-year extension or something like that, maybe 2-year extension, and didn't get it. So he took up his player option. But I really do think this new ownership would have been happy if LeBron would have declined his player option and went somewhere else in free agent. He picked up his player option. Never seen him pick up a player option. He's always declined his player option to get a 2 or 3-year extension. This is the first time he didn't pick up his player option. I mean, the first time he did pick up his player option. So That's interesting. Why do I think he did it? I think somebody told him no. The last time somebody told him no was when he left Miami. He wanted to run the front office in Miami the way Cleveland let him run it when he came back the second time. And Pat Riley wasn't going to move over and let him take over the organization. Not for a two-peat out of 4 with a super team. I paid max dollars for 3 superstars and gave you a phenomenal bench paying more money. And you couldn't even beat the Spurs and the Mavericks so we can get a 3-peat or a 4-peat. You underachieve as a super team. And you want to run my organization? Michael Jordan had 2 3-peats and didn't run the Bulls. And you want to run the organization with Pat Riley in the front office? Right? So he heard a no. He pouted, went back to Cleveland, and you know he was desperate to go back to Cleveland because his man called him everything but a slave when he left Cleveland. I mean, this man wrote a letter. Y'all can go Google, if y'all don't remember, go Google what the owner of the Cleveland Cat, and I can't even remember his name, Dan Gilbert. Go Google what that man said about LeBron after he left Cleveland. They burning his jersey. Now, this man went back. He was the pig going back, not the pig, but the dog going back to his throw up to retrieve it for food. That's what it was when he went back to Cleveland. That's how pissed off he was at Miami and Pat Riley. He heard no. And I think he's hearing no again. Right. So let's pull this up, man. So Luka signs his contract extension, and you got JJ Redick, the head coach. You got the new free agent signing in Marcus Smart. You got Maxi Kleber, who came with him over from Dallas. Another new free agent in DeAndre Ayton. It looks like Vanderbilt, looks like Rui, looks like Jackson Hayes. And then you got the GM Rob Pelinka on the end. This might be, is that Gabe Vincent? Might be Gabe Vincent. I'm not sure if that's him. But you got all the guys that go be on the roster. I think most of them are under contract. Of course, Ayton and Marcus Smart, they probably ain't signed theirs yet, but I'm pretty sure they will be under contract. Everybody else is under contract. The only other 2 people that I know for sure is under contract is LeBron and Bronny, and neither one of them are there. Now, Bronny is probably still playing summer league games. I don't know. But LeBron was just in the Clippers facility. So he's in LA, right? I find it interesting that you don't show up to show support for this guy that's supposed to mean so much to this organization right now. Are you pouting? Are you mad? Are you jealous? Do you want out? I think that's interesting, right? So what I wanted to really say with this is this year should be his last year. He should not get another contract with the Lakers. I don't think he will. He gonna get this $52 million. At some point, he needs to announce that this is his farewell, because obviously the Lakers are rebuilding around Luka. They are happy to be rebuilding around Luka. It's time for LeBron to go. Like I said, he's ruined his welcome, and he just don't know it. His farewell tour was supposed to be last year, but now he's got to do it this year, which is if the Lakers are serious about winning. I've never seen a team trying to contend and win while their highest paid player is on the farewell tour. I've never seen that. It's going to be some conflicting thought processes in the locker room. Luka is trying to win. LeBron is trying to squeeze the last bit of juice out of the lemon. No pun intended, because he is a lemon at this point. Looks good on the outside, sour on the inside. Right? That's my thought process on that. That is my thought process on that, right? Which leads me to, what should I do next? Should I do my last topic next, or should I do my next topic and save super teams for last? let's go to Caitlin Clark, y'all. And this is interesting, y'all. So, Caitlin Clark, to have this conversation, I got to go back to the beginning. How did we get here? Right? How did we get here? Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever, played for Iowa, supposed to be the face of the league. Okay, I get it, right? She's good. She's a good player. She's not what they are advertising her as, right? And that's not a hot take, right? Fancy said, "Oh Jesus, Caitlin Clark." Look, I got to break this one down, man, because I got to get this off my chest, y'all. So, how did we start? How did this start, right? First and foremost, when you go back to her days at Iowa, once she got her rise to fame and all that good stuff, right? You know, it really took off after they lost the NCAA championship to LSU and Angel Reese, right? That's when everything took off. Now the ratings was doing what the ratings was doing, right? Let's look at it for 2023, right? There was already a little jump that year, right? Yes, people started finding out about Caitlin Clark at Iowa. This girl taking threes from deep and logo threes and all that stuff. People start finding out about it. So the ratings was going up. You're getting about between 3 and 5 mil watching from television ratings standpoint. And then of course, what really jumped it is, okay, you get 5.6 million watching Caitlin Clark beat the undefeated South Carolina team, coached by Don Staley. So once Iowa beat South Carolina and beat this juggernaut, now news people are talking about it, and oh man, now more people are aware, like, oh shoot, wait, South Carolina went down, and that was a team from Iowa that beat her. Oh, and it was led by a little point guard named Caitlin Clark from Iowa. Oh, and she's white. Oh, and all the girls in South Carolina are big and black. And the coach is black. Oh my God. Now it's a story. So now everybody, oh, and she shoots logo threes and play like Steph Curry. Oh, we've got to watch this. Now we want to watch. So now you get the jump from 5.6 to 9.9 million watching the championship game. And we got 9.9 million people as far as viewers on TV to come and watch this girl come on the biggest stage and get slaughtered by LSU and Angel Reese. I mean, they told us that Caitlin Clark was the best shooter we ever seen. And all I seen was Jasmine Carson for LSU knocked down 5 of 5 threes. Just, I mean, she lighting Caitlin Clark up in the first half. Hit 5 straight threes in the first half, blowing them out. This girl ain't even in the league. She overseas playing and got a rental car service, right? But she shot lights out. And then a little point guard, Alexis Morris, she took over in the second half, not with threes, with mid-range. She getting to a spot, rising up, bow, bow. Angel Reese all over the place, rebounding. Defense was there. They blew them out. Caitlin Clark came out, had a really good first half. I think she knocked down 2 threes back to back. Oh, Caitlin Clark did her thing. Next thing you know, it was a wrap after that. I mean, they locked the girl up. They shooting threes all on her face, right? Jill Biden was at the game, and a lot of you not. After the game, it's customary for the winner of the Super Bowl or the winner of the NBA Finals or the winner of NCAA championship to get invited to the White House. Jill Biden, this is how you know this thing got really bad, because remember, after this game, this is when Angel Reese did the John Cena "You Can't See Me" to Caitlin Clark. And this one, Dave Portnoy, the owner of Barstool Sports, called her a classless piece of shit on Twitter. And then Keith Olbermann that used to work for ESPN, who have millions of followers on Instagram, on Twitter or X, called her a fucking idiot. And those are the most famous people who call her out. And then when you read the millions of, I ain't gonna say millions of comments, millions of people saw it, thousands of comments. When you read all those comments from blue check people and other randoms, I mean, it was insane. All type of monkeys, and I mean, they call her every name in the book. I mean, they went off. Why? Because first and foremost, we already hurt and pissed off that we got our hopes up. We seen this girl beat this black team from South Carolina, coached by this black coach. It felt good. We had some pride in somebody that looked like us taking down all these giants. Everybody loves an underdog story, right? But when you're watching sports, it's best to actually be a fan of sports and not use sports to pick a side based on your bias or based on your preference as a person. Like I'm a little person, so I'm rooting for the little person. Or I'm a black person, so I'm rooting for the black person, or vice versa. I'm a white person, so I'm rooting for the white person. Or I'm a person from North Carolina, so I'm rooting for the person. You're going to get yourself set up to be like a big down, a letdown. Just like the sport itself, to where if it's a good game, you walk away a winner because you've seen a good game. You invested your time or your money to buy a ticket and see it in person to see a good basketball game. When you're going in there with your heart, you're not supposed to watch sports with your heart. Now, for people who make money, who own teams and who got TV and stuff like that, yeah, we want fans to have their heart attached to some people because it's easy to take your money like that. But I'm letting you know it's better to just enjoy the sport. Now, for people who never played the sport, I guess you can't enjoy it like some other people. But I played basketball and I like basketball enough where I can enjoy the basketball part of it. And I don't have to get into all the other stuff. But unfortunately for people that was in this Reese and Caitlin Clark little feud, their heart was too attached to Caitlin Clark. So to see someone mock her after beating her in such fashion, it really pulled at their heartstring. And it pulled at their heartstring so much that they went to public platforms to spew out their racial and just discriminative content and whatever the case may be. They couldn't hold it in, right? So that's what really blew everything up, because now, yeah, we was interested to see if the underdog could win. They beat South Carolina, but now when it comes to the next season, look at the championship game or the semi finals, in the final four. Look at it. 14 million and then 18 million. Because now more people are emotionally invested because you embarrassed Caitlin Clark on national TV, and I want to see Caitlin Clark get her revenge. And not only I want to see Caitlin Clark get her revenge, the whole entire time that she's on her revenge tour, we as her fans got her back. We picked a side. And I'm going to tell you how real it was on how they picked a side. Jill Biden invited, or she was about to invite before she got a lot of pushback. Jill Biden took to a public forum and said, I just think that we should invite the Iowa girls to the White House because they played such a fascinating championship game, and I really feel for them in their loss. That's how you know their hearts was attached to it. You're the first lady. Your husband is the president of the United States. You want to break custom of inviting the winner to the White House and say, this year I think we should invite the loser as well. Because man, those girls from Iowa, they play. What it really was Jill Biden looked at a girl and saw herself in that girl, and her heart was tugged at. She had a heart for Caitlin Clark and the tears that she shed, and the embarrassment on how she lost, and the way she got mocked by Angel Reese. So now Jill Biden picked a side. So America picked a side. You either Angel Reese or you Caitlin Clark. That's how this started. And that's how it blew up to 18 million watching the finals, which she got invited on the biggest stage once again and got whooped by South Carolina. So that's how it started. Right? But we can even back up a little bit more. Right. So before LSU in 2023, before Angel Reese beat Iowa in the championship game and did the Johnson and You Can't See Me, they had to play UCLA at some point. And there was an article, and I think it was LA Times that wrote this article. And what usually happened, and I know this because I'm from Tobacco Road and, I'm from North Carolina, and that rival of Duke and NC was such a real rivalry, right? But when I was growing up in the 90s, Dean Smith, when he coached UNC, he would get the players from the inner city. He would go and get Rasheed Wallace from Philly. He would go get Stackhouse from Kinston, North Carolina. He would go get Ed Cota from New York. He would go get Jeff McGinnis, Shammond Williams, Vince Carter. He would get players like that. While Duke would get the Bobby Hurleys, the Christian Leitners, the Grant Hills, two-parent household, upper class, middle America maybe, right? But it won't be in the city, right? So that's what Duke was bringing in with Coach K, right? And I would hear so much Dick Vitale and other players, other commentators would be saying things like, now these are the dog whistles. I mean, you have to like Duke because they play the right way. As opposed to what? What does Carolina play like? Like Dean Smith don't play the right way. Now, mind you, when you watching Carolina, man, you see alley-oops being thrown to Rasheed. They beating you with athleticism. It's different. They playing physical and tough. Like it's a different brand. But Bobby Hurley and Wojo and Tranger Langdon, like they doing it different with Coach K. And Dick Vitale and all his other counterparts seem to believe that what Christian Leitner and Bobby Hurley was doing was the right way to play, and what everybody else was doing they didn't say it was the wrong way, but if one is the right way, one's got to be the wrong way. Right? So you got to pay attention to language like that. What are you really saying? Well, really what they were saying is you got kids like Bobby Hurley and Christian Leitner who's not going to beat you with athleticism, strength, toughness, physicality, attitude, none of that stuff. They're not bully ball. They're not going to beat you with that. They run offense. They don't break loose from the script. If it say I run the play this way, I run the play this way. Well, I guess at Carolina, man, they so athletic, they could break off script every now and then. I guess that's what he mean. But yeah, Carolina, they can out athletic you. They can outrun you. They can out physical you. They can bully you. They can intimidate you. All of those things. So when you watch those games be officiated, when it was Duke Carolina games, I've seen seasons where Coach K had a horrible recruiting class 2 years in a row. And what he's putting out there on the court is outmatched by what Carolina's putting out there. But for some reason, Carolina can't beat them convincingly. And the reason why is when you watch those games, they wouldn't the way they officiated the games, they wouldn't allow Carolina to bully Duke. So the gap that was between them in talent and physicality got closed with the whistle. So now if I'm trying to bully you in the post, I'm getting offensive fouls called, man. I'm getting, offense, I'm if I'm trying to dunk on you, they calling a charge. I've never seen so many charges called on one team. Like Duke was notorious. Oh, we're not gonna block the shot. Everybody taking charges. The tallest man on the Duke squad taking charges, and your feet could be moving. It's Duke. So the benefit of the tie goes to the runner, I guess. So I've seen plays. Oh my God, Really? That's a charge too? All Duke got to do is fall. They call him a charge. And then they let Duke get away with a little bit more physicality while defending you. And you just got to be able to play through it and win that way. So they're uneven the scales. And then say, okay, Carolina, if you can win with those uneven scales, then so be it. That's what they would do. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because they was doing the same thing with this Iowa thing in college, right? And it just wasn't with Iowa. It was before that. So when LSU was about to play UCLA had more of the Duke style players. They come from a different walk of life. LSU had a different style of players, and they kept calling them bullies and, and hood and thugs and all of these things like that, right? So they put this stuff out in the paper. Here's this paper. Like, you can see some of the stuff in the highlight. I read some of it. He said that, well, first and foremost, he's apologizing in the first paragraph I got highlighted. On Monday, they was talking about how they had to update the article that he previously wrote. The previous version of the commentary did not meet the Times editorial standards, and it has been edited to remove language that was inappropriate and offensive. We apologize to the LSU basketball program and to our readers, right? So they had to retract the statement and apologize, right? So what did he say, right? Some of the stuff he said, if you go to that second paragraph is highlighted, he said the piece referred to UCLA as America's sweethearts, right? He called UCLA America's sweethearts. What made them America's sweethearts? He said that they were referred to them as milk and cookies. Then he referred to LSU as dirty debutantes and likened them to Louisiana hot sauce. This is what the writers for the LA Times said right before UCLA paid LSU. So what is he really trying to say? I mean, he said a lot more in there, but basically what he was saying is, we're going to allow LSU to come in here and bully our girls, our America's sweethearts, because they already knew LSU had outmatched them. So how do we stand a chance? Well, they got to call the game to where they can't use physicality to win. Right? They cannot use physicality to win. So they put out these type of messages in the media, and hopefully it kind of makes the officiating call the game a certain way. And sometimes it works. UCLA still lost this game. LSU beat them. Right? But here's the crazy thing about it. Once he put that article out, the UCLA head coach tweeted this article out. And then this person had to come and apologize. He said, I do not condone racism, sexism, or inflammatory comments aimed at individuals in our community. I apologize to Kim Mulkey and the entire LSU women's basketball team, because he retweeted this. He tweeted this like, oh, I agree with this. They Louisiana hot sauce. Right? So that's how they look at girls that are bigger, faster, stronger, who can also play, who's on a good team that outmatches a team of people who aren't as big, strong, fast, or athletic. Right? How do we even the scales a little bit or uneven them so it's an even match? Right? All right. So that's how they started things out with LSU and UCLA, right? Then you get to South Carolina, right? So when Iowa beat South Carolina, I want to remind y'all what Don Staley said at the press conference afterwards.
Times other coaches, your colleagues, have sitting in that spot and talked about you all being bullies. What's the truth about your team?
The truth about our team, okay? It's a good question, okay? We're not bar fighters. We're not thugs. We're not monkeys. We're not street fighters. This team exemplifies how you need to approach basketball. on the court and off the court. And I do think that that's sometimes brought into the game. And it hurts. Okay. And I do think that some of I'm gonna say it because I said I was gonna say it, whether we lost or whether we won. Some of the people in the media, when you're gathering in public, you're saying things about our team and you're being heard and it's being brought back to me. Okay. And these are the people that write nationally for our sport. So you can not like our team. Okay. You can not like me. But when you say things that you probably should be saying in your home, on the phone, or texting out in public, and you're being heard, and you are a national writer for our sport, it just confirms what we already know. So watch what you say when you're in public and you're talking about my team in particular. Just watch what you say about our team, because it's wrong. You got young lives who are really, if you really knew them, like you really want to know other players that represent this game, you would think differently. So don't judge us by the color of our skin. Okay, judge us by how we approach the game. And you may not like how we play the game, may not like it. That's the way we play. That's the way I coach. Not changing. We found success in it. And maybe some days, like today, we end up on the losing side of the stick. But guess what? We live to see another day. We live to see the comeback next year and try to do this again. Because I'm not changing. But I hear you. Because I do have friends in the media, whether you believe it or not. I do have some friends in the media. So for those of you who were at whatever event you were at that was nearby this arena yesterday, you were heard. You were overheard talking about our team. So,
Coach,
So this is Don Staley, who's a class act, who didn't want to come out and say exactly what it was, but she had to. She kind of let go what was going on, right? Writers, people in the media, people who opinions should not be full of hatred like that. This is how, when they in their groups where they think they're in a safe space, they're talking about South Carolina and that squad. She said they was calling them bullies, thugs, monkeys, and criticizing the way they play because they play physical. And the reason why they have a problem with that is because if you let the game be physical, it's going to be disadvantage to people who lack the physicality that some other demographics have. Let's be honest. Like you got, at that time, Aaliyah Boston was on the squad. She was the player of the year 2 years in a row. She's a big body. Even in the WNBA, she's a big body. So in college, she was just throwing girls around. Right. So before you go and play Iowa, led by Caitlin Clark, these girls from Iowa, they had one black girl on that team. She was mixed. So when you see a group of white girls not of huge stature playing a stacked South Carolina undefeated squad coached by a former WNBA gold medal champion, Don Staley, got player of the years, got other 5-star recruits. The team is stacked. You don't match up. They're undefeated. They haven't lost in almost 2 seasons. They're stacked. It's already a losing battle. How the hell we go win? Well, we can at least complain about how physical they are. If we complain about that, maybe they will call the game a little different. Well, guess what the hell happened? They came out there and played Iowa. I let Boston because they at the post game they asked Aaliyah Boston, who's now Caitlin Clark's teammate in the WNBA. They asked her what happened.
Nancy Armour, USA Today. Aaliyah, what were they doing to you that maybe that you haven't seen other teams do before, and you could come back for a fifth year because of COVID? And I'm just wondering what your plans are going to be for next year.
Yeah, I'll start with that one. Haven't decided as yet. And I don't really think they were doing anything different. I think, they were just being very physical. I think part of that, I feel like every time teams get ready to play us, there's always that agenda of we are so physical, we can take all the aggression. And so I think that was being let go a lot. But I don't think it was anything different. I think it was just a very physical game.
So Aaliyah Boston is media trained. She went to school for mass communication and journalism. Even last year or year before last, she worked the Final Four as a trained hired media, right? So she was interviewing people courtside and all that stuff. So you could hear her in her voice and her cadence. She's quick with her answers. She's going to be politically correct, but she still let you know what was going on. She said, what did they do different? It was the physicality. They was very physical. I'm not making an excuse. They was very physical. And then she went on to give you a little more insight. She said that pretty much the stigma of their teams is that they're very physical. So there's a preconceived notion that they could handle it. So a little bit more was let on, right? It was just a physical game, right? She's trying not to give you an excuse, but she's also letting you know what really happened. And she said this is a preconceived thing. She said ahead of time, ahead of the game, this is what these articles about. This is why people are talking in their circles, talking about it, because that plays a part. It is in the back of people's head. And then when head officiate and say we go call the game a certain way, I rewatched that game last night. The game plan, first of all, South Carolina didn't have shooters. Raven Johnson was the starting point guard. That's the girl that Caitlin Clark was all the way in the paint while she was at the top of the key. And she just waved off and said, I'm not even going to guard her. And the announcer was like, oh, my God, did you see what Caitlin Clark did? She just waved off. Horrible sportsmanship. Horrible. But it's neither here, neither there. It's cool. Let that go. Right? Raven Johnson is just going to have to come back better and be able to hit shots like that and make her guard her. Now, in the second half, they had to guard her a little bit because she ended up hitting 3 threes out of 5. But the game plan was whoever Aaliyah Boston posted up, because they wanted to go in the post to Aaliyah Boston, and then they had Cardoso coming off the bench. So they outmatched Iowa tremendously. Like it should have been an easy blowout. But what Caitlin Clark was doing was if Boston was on the block in the post, whoever was behind Boston, Caitlin Clark would just go and front her. So it was a double team before she got the ball. And it was very physical. They was letting whoever was guarding Boston behind her pretty much arm wrestle her, do everything, right? It was unreal. It was one play I wanted the clip for y'all to show y'all, but it was the first foul that Boston got, and you can tell that the game plan of Iowa somehow matched the thought process of the refereeing, because you can tell when a referee has a emphasis that they want to pay attention to, like let's say, before the game we're watching film and the head official say, watch this, because the referees watch film too. So you can tell when they come out with an emphasis, because they really quick when they call stuff, like when Iverson, when they was really trying to cut down the Palmer on his crossovers. You could always tell that the referees had an emphasis on that, because they would be watching them at the beginning of the game, because they really want to set the message early. You gotta set the message early as possible as an official to let them know what we're allowing and what we're not allowing. So if you want to call a tight game, once we see a little bit of y'all wrestling, all right, whistle, I'm blowing it. And that's why they calling that tonight, or they not calling it tonight. They let you know really early, right? So And you also get to see the game plan of Iowa, because when they really figured out how to give Boston the ball without Caitlin being already there for the double team, she got the ball. Like 5 minutes went by, and Boston finally got the ball. As soon as she got it, she took one dribble, and the girl that was behind her in the post was too small for her. But as soon as she took one dribble to go back, that butt hit her, and the girl just fell out like she was shot. Before she hit the ground, the whistle was blown, and the ref was like, charge. And it was not a charge. I promise you. All she did was take one dribble, and her butt hit her, and she just gone. Man, the referee called the foul before the girl flopped. It seemed like they was so quick with it. That's how I was like, oh man, they talked about that. So the whole game plan of the officials was not to let the size of South Carolina blow this game out of the water. So that was them tilting the scales to Iowa's side, which was still a winnable game for South Carolina. They ended up losing by 4. Right? They had an opportunity to win it. They got a stop, but couldn't get the rebound. They was down 2, I think. And Caitlin Clark jacked up a 3 and if South Carolina would have got the rebound, they could have went down and scored, went to overtime, or went for the win. But they couldn't secure the rebound, and Iowa got it back, and that's how they ended up winning. So they still was in the game. They tilt the scales, but nobody want to see South Carolina blow out Iowa. Like, all these people came to watch Iowa and Caitlin Clark and all that stuff, man. You don't let them get blown out. So they tilt the scales for Iowa, and they was like, South Carolina, if you go win, you're gonna have to win like this, right? So Boston or Cardoso couldn't use physicality, but Iowa could use maximum physicality to guard them because they was undersized. So whatever you got to do, kick, scratch, claw, pull out a billy club, wrestle, whatever you wanted to do, you could do to Boston because she can handle it. And Cardoso, she can handle it. Y'all got to play through that because y'all bigger, but y'all can't do it to them because y'all bigger. And that was the entire game plan, and that's how it went. Coincidentally enough, when they got to LSU do have shooters. And they didn't call the game like that. They called it different. They called it ticky-tack. But they called it on both ways. They called it fair both ways. But they called it much more ticky-tack and closer. And they called it the same both ways, and LSU blew them out, right, in the championship. So they tilt the scales for Iowa against South Carolina, but when they got to the championship, they was like, hey, man, y'all got to go win this one on your own. We calling the game fair. Iowa couldn't do it. The next season, they beat LSU and then played South Carolina, who was also undefeated again that season, and South Carolina won, right? Without Aaliyah Boston, it was Cardoso that did it, right? So that's how all of that started, right? That's how all that started. You heard Aaliyah Boston say what she said, kind of explain to you what happened, right? But now you get to her fans. Now she's in the league. And I want to go back to what Gino said when she was coming to the league, because what was the problem? The problem is this. The problem was this. We hyped up Caitlin Clark. She was hyped up. A lot of people who was paying attention to basketball could see the flaws in her game, especially in the championship games when the physical defense was on her, when Raven Johnson was on her, when Morris was on her. That physical defense, she could not handle all that well. All she did was jacked up threes. All right, she couldn't handle it all that well. She was getting stripped. She averaged 6 turnovers a game all 4 years at Iowa. And they knew the WNBA was a physical league. So they knew she was going to have to adjust and get used to that. But the new fans that came to the league or came to basketball because Angel Reese did the John Cena to Caitlin Clark, remember, they're here because they want to use Caitlin Clark to punch back at Angel Reese and any other black girl that gets in her way. That's why they're here. They're not here for basketball, so they don't know much about basketball. These same people were disrespecting the entire league by saying, oh, Caitlin Clark's the GOAT. She's the best basketball player that ever lived. She's better than everybody that played in college. She's going to come and destroy the league. Vegas had said that she had the third best odds to win MVP. This is all before she even got drafted. Ice Cube was like, hey, man, hey, come play in the Big Three. All her fans was like, oh, man, she'll destroy it. She could play in the NBA. That's how good Caitlin Clark is. She could be in the NBA. There's no way she could play in the NBA. Well, with that three-point shot, if Steph could do it, she could do it. I mean, all she got to do is shoot. It's so much spacing in the NBA. All she got to do is shoot. Like, this is disrespectful, dog. And as a competitor, you're thinking, I'm in the league. I know how tough it is. Oh, I got something for her ass. When she shows up, I'm going to show her, but because it's not what she's doing, it's what her fans are doing and saying. Like, you can't say things like that and have a competitor who loves to compete hear that and not feel like, oh, I'm going to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. When LeVar Ball, Lonzo Ball didn't say he was better than Steph. He didn't say he was going to take over the league. His daddy said that. So that's one fan. His dad. He's better than Steph. He's going to take over the league. All these things. That drove all the competitors nuts. So Pat Beverly, first game of the season, got in Zoe Ball hip pocket and stayed there. That's what competitors do when you hype someone up. So they hyped Caitlin up, and all the competitors in the WNBA was like, oh, I'm going to show you. And when they showed her and played physical and picked up 94 feet, all her fans said that was racist. But listen to how Gino said it. This was last year. Like after game 5 or 6. This is Gino.
If you're a college player and you're a great college player, like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from the beginning. So if you're a WNBA player, and believe me, I've coached the best, and I've pissed them off a lot, and they let me know about it. But they were tremendously disrespected. And none of them were going to say it. But human nature is, okay, this kid's coming into the league. And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening. And they all jumped over her, but they didn't read the whole thing that she said. But nobody's printing. Diana Taurasi was right. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie. And if you're a WNBA player, if you're any kind of player, you're going to say, I'm going to make a statement. Targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. There's a huge target on this kid's back. I thought Cameron Brink said something really smart. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years. But they've been put out to be that because the way social media is today. So what kind of impact is this rookie class having in the WNBA?
How do you think?
So Gino last year said she's not physical enough for this league. She got the wrong skill set for this league. She's on the wrong type of team. She said that she got a target on her back because her stupid fans called them stupid, disrespected their entire league by saying not some of this nonsense they were saying. But remember, they're driven by hatred. They don't like basketball. They're driven because I need to stick it back to anybody who's on the Reese side, whether it's Reese, whether it's anybody who's ever spoken up for Reese, anybody who speaks well of Reese, or anybody who is a black female that's playing defense on Caitlin Clark. Like, those are the people that we are against. It's one side or the other. I'm on Clark's side, and I'm using Clark as a proxy to get back at these black females and talk down on them. So every 20-point game Clark have, I get to poke my eye in a black female. Or Angel Reese. See, Angel Reese ain't doing this. That's all they do. They watch, well, they don't watch the games. They watch the highlights and the stats. And if Clark has a good game, or she's better than all of y'all, y'all owe her all this, take that, Angel Reese. Like, that's all they're doing. They don't even watch the games half the time. They admit it. They admit they don't watch the games, right? So Gino was right. This game is way too physical for her, and now we're seeing that. But now we're seeing Paige as a rookie, who at the time with Gino said this, Paige was coming back for her 5th season of eligibility because of the COVID year and her injury. And he asked her, about Paige.
Clark is handling this.
I think she's handling great. I think she talks a lot of and she gets a lot of back. So she deserves everything she gets because she gives it as good as she gets it. She's just not built for the physicality of this league. Yeah, and she's not quick enough to get away from the physicality. So there's a lot of learning curve, like Diana said. And when she gets it, she has elite skills that are going to really help her. Yeah, but she needs to be on a better. She needs to be on a better team, and she needs to be more experienced, and that will come. But for these ridiculous fans who had her slotted as the next Diana, now they're out of their mind. And for these people that are waiting outside the bus for the Chicago Sky team, what the hell is wrong? What do we become, a third world soccer country? That when a soccer player gives up their own goal in the World Cup, you're waiting for him in a bar to shoot him? Like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah. When Paige Becker said she was coming back, you said what?
I said, I knew that. She's having too good a time here. Her impact here is so great. Her impact nationally is great. And she doesn't want to be known as the greatest player ever to play at UConn without winning a national championship. And I remind her that every day.
Does she have the build to play in the WNBA?
No.
Okay.
But her game is different. Her game is different than Caitlin's in that she's more of just a distributor, get the ball. Her game is more like Sue Bird's game. All right. And not that Sue had the physicality to play in that league, but obviously she's the best point guard ever. But I think her game, the subtleties of her game will translate. However, her rookie year, she will get it as bad as Caitlin's getting it right now.
And she do have those subtleties to her game. The difference between Caitlin and Paige, Paige being coached at UConn by Gino, who's coached great players, who's coached great teams, who had multiple great players on one team. It's a difference going to a program like UConn because everybody that's good enough to go to UConn or, that's on that level probably was the one on their high school team. And when you're the one, you get to do whatever you want. Now you go to a program like UConn, I got 3 girls like you on one squad, and you're a freshman and they're juniors. So you're going to have to learn to play not being the one. So it's certain skill sets you're going to end up developing. You're going to have to develop how to share the ball. You're going to have to develop how to play off the ball. You're going to have to develop how to move without the ball, catch and shoot. You're also going to have to hone on your one-on-one skills because that's what type of player you are. You still got to be good at that because at some point we're going to need you to do that, right? You're going to run my offense, and it's not about one person. Caitlin Clark went to a program where there was no other. I mean, if Caitlin Clark was a 5-star, and I think she was, I think the top ranked players coming out of high school that year was Cameron Brink, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige. And I think Clark was like maybe like number 6, number 7. I think Reese and Paige was above her. Brink was above her. Right. But they were all considered like 5 stars. So if Paige is going to UConn, she's probably playing with 3-4 other 5 stars, and Clark going to Iowa, she's probably playing with a team full of 1 stars and 2 stars. She's the only 5-star. Even the coach was unknown. So she walks into that program, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. I'm taking this type of shot. I'm shooting logo. This is stuff Gino would not. I don't care how good you were. I don't care if you Lobo. I don't care if you Tarazi. I don't care if you're Maya Moore. I don't care if you Paige Beckers. I don't care who you are. You could be Stewart. You're not taking logo threes. You're not playing ISO ball all game, high screen and roll. You can just take whatever shot you want. You're not doing it in UConn. So you have to learn how to play all areas of a game in an offensive flow system. Not it's about me. I get to do whatever the hell I want to do. Right. So you actually develop better under those circumstances. That's actually what developed Michael Jordan so much, playing in Dean Smith's system, where I'm not allowing you to be the guy. Like, I don't even like people to be getting 20 points a game. Like, he will pull you out before you get 20 if the game is already won. I'm not about to let you get 20 and get the big head. Right. So Michael Jordan had to develop certain skills. That's why his jump shot, his pull up, and all, because he showed up, James Worthy was the man and older. So yes, that's a big part of your development. Paige is more developed. Caitlin is more of a wild child, less trained, less tame. That's why the turnovers are so high. That's why, and if you really count, she's getting 6 turnovers a game every year in college, and she's getting 6 turnovers a game in the NBA, the WNBA. And those are just turnovers. If you count her logo threes that she jack up early in the shot clock at inopportune times that turn into long rebounds when you miss, some coaches count those as turnovers as well. Bad shots, logo threes that turn into long rebounds and fast breaks are just as bad as turnovers. As a matter of fact, if I throw the ball out of bounds, that's a turnover that's not live. Getting the ball stripped at half court is a live turnover where they can go turn it to 2 points. But if I throw it out of bounds, okay, at least we get to get back and set our defense up. A live turnover is the worst thing that can happen to someone that's supposed to be taking care of the ball as your point guard. And the second worst thing that can happen is a long 3 early in the shot clock that turns into a long rebound that it has the same result as a steal. So if you count those, she's actually getting probably 10 to 12 turnovers a game, dog. She's hurting your team. As the point guard, team leader, and best player and facilitator, she's hurting your ball club. Right? So the skill set of Paige to be able to play off the ball, now I got Enrique who can handle the ball, because if Paige needed the ball, then it'd be very hard to mesh with Enrique, because Enrique needs it sometimes. So the fact that they both can come off the ball every now and then, let the other one do something, I'm over here. I've seen Paige in the post. I've seen her in the corner as a shooter, stretching the floor. I've seen her with the ball at the top of the key. No screen needed. I can beat my man off the dribble. I don't need a screen. I seen her catch it 1-2 dribble pull up like Kobe or Jordan. She has a real professional skill set. On the other hand, Caitlin Clark has to have the ball as the point guard to get her offense started. And everyone says, oh, the reason why Paige don't have as many turnovers and the reason why she looks good is because they guard Caitlin different. They double her. Paige don't see the amount of double teams. Well, if I have the skill set where I'm taking 2 dribbles and pulling up from the mid range, where's the double go come from in 2 dribbles? Somebody else brought the ball up. When I get the ball, I'm already in the post or somewhere in the mid range. I take 1 or 2 dribble and pull up. I shot it before the double got there. So I'm operating in areas that's hard for you to double. And I'm using 2 to 3 dribbles, which is not enough time for that double to come. But with Clark, she's bringing the ball up court starting her offense at the top of the key, not in the post, not in the mid-range, not on the wing. She's starting her offense at the top of the key, and she's calling for a screen. Guess what happens when your man come to screen? Your man bring her man with her. So the double team that Clark is getting every day, she's inviting the double team. Every single play. Every play she calls for a screen, she's inviting the double team. And that's their offense. Their offense is when you screen for Caitlin Clark at the top of the key, and it's an extended screen almost at half court or just inside of half court, and she has 3-point range from the logo, that means that that screener can't drop. Or not the screener, but the person that's guarding the screen can't drop because she can pull up. So the person guarding the screen has to step up to prevent her from pulling up off the screen. But the guard that's getting screened wants to stay with Clark because they're bringing a big man to screen. So you don't want a big man to try to guard Clark one-on-one because she might get by her. So what they end up doing is doubling her off the screen to stop her from pulling up from the logo 3. And all Clark is doing is making that pocket pass or that pass to the person who made the screen is rolling, and that's their offense. So her fans are all over the interwebs bragging about how much she's getting doubled and complaining about it, saying she's so much better than Paige because she gets doubled and Paige don't get doubled. What dummy? She's getting doubled because she's asking to get doubled every play. That's their offense. Screen for Caitlin. Either you're going to double or you're going to let Caitlin shoot a 3. That's their whole offense. I shoot a 3 if you don't double. If you double, I'll make the pass and get an assist. That's the entire offense. That's why she gets doubled. And she don't have much more to her game to do anything different, right? So here's how Indiana was helping her out, because playing that type of basketball is good for Iowa when you're the 1 5-star and you're playing with 2 stars that can't get their own shot. But if you want to win in the WNBA, we gotta put talent on your team. And when we put talent on your team, guess what has to go? That play style of one person has the ball, high screen and roll, you get all the assists, or you jack up threes. You have to stop playing like that once I give you talent. Caitlin Clark and her fans don't want to stop playing like that. They've went and got her a coach who's very successful with the Connecticut Sun. So they got a playoff coach. They brought in the number 3 scorer of all time in DeWanna Bonner. They brought in Howard, who plays at the all-star level. They have 2 number 1 picks in Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston was player of the year 2 years in a row at South Carolina. They went and got shooter Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hole. They both shooting the 3 at close to a 50% clip. And they play defense. They really were stacking this team for her. And she still wanted to play Iowa ball. Howard was on Sue Bird's podcast talking about that.
Yeah, no, that is important. That's how you get to play your best. Yeah, feeling that. Were you excited to play with Caitlin?
I was.
Yeah. So talk about that. Your first impressions of her.
My first impression of her when I first seen them, like, dang, like, this is what everybody's talking about right here.
Yeah.
This girl right here. Just getting to know Caitlin more and stuff like that. Like, she reminds me of a little sister. Like, and like, cause she's only 22 years old. Like, she reminds me of a little sister that I could put on my wing and just guide her and just be that vet for her and just let her know, like, you're not alone with this. I got your back, like, no matter what, like, cause we know you got a lot of stuff on your shoulders right now. Like, let me take some of that off your shoulder for you. Like, you don't got to do everything on your own.
Okay. So you competed against her, but now you're her teammate. So I'm curious, like, what are you learning now that you're getting, for lack of a better, a courtside seat to what she does shoulder and what she does experience, but also her as a basketball player?
She experienced a lot because she's like everybody know that she can shoot the heck out the ball and she could pass, but like, just like just letting her know that you don't have to do everything like you have to do in Iowa. Like you have great teammates and phenomenal players around you that could take that weight off your shoulder. You don't have to do everything. Like we expect you to knock down those clutch shots. Like that's what we expect you to do. But like overall, like you don't have to do everything. Like you don't like let us give us some of your pressure too. Like so you don't have to do too much and overwork yourself.
Yeah. Well, we're recording this.
You don't have to do too much. You got teammates that can actually ball. You got all-stars. Like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston were both all-stars. They were both all-stars. ESPN did a top 25 players in the league currently. Boston was ranked higher than Kelsey. Boston was ranked higher than Caitlin Clark. And Kelsey Mitchell wasn't too far behind her, but I think she should be ranked above Caitlin Clark. Like, this is her squad. And then Howard herself plays at the all-star level. They're on a 5-game win streak right now. They're 5 games above 500. Right? That's them highlighted. 17-12. They was playing 500 basketball when Caitlin was here, when she was playing. She went out. They fell below 500 a little bit because they were trying to figure out, how to get back on track, playing a new style. They found a new style, and they haven't missed a beat. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. I think that's after the All-Star break. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. 5 games above 500 for the first time in a decade. And Caitlin's not playing. Don't rush back, Caitlin. We're actually playing good, sharing the ball and playing defense. Mind you, remember I told you, her defense is very suspect. She takes ill-advised shots and she turns the ball over a lot and she holds the ball too much. The key things that get better when she's not on the floor for them, they share the ball more. They still get the same amount of assists. They still get the same amount of points. They play better defense. They don't jack up ill-advised logo threes, and they turn the ball over less. That's winning basketball. And I got a microwave scorer in Kelsey Mitchell. I got a dominant post player in Leah Boston. I got shooters around us in Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull. And Howard can also give me 20 to 21 points on any given night. If just like tonight, Kelsey Mitchell was off, they got 20-something points from Sophie Cunningham, or 17 from Sophie Cunningham, 21 from Howard, I think, and about 15 from Boston. Like, it's a better team. And people are starting to see that. Here's the funny part. Her fans are still not happy with them on a 5-game win streak, 8 out of the last 10, and being five games above 500. They're still not happy, right? Listen to how they talk. And this is, I usually like to do case studies and study people's psychology and study people. So I go to Caitlin Clark channels after games just to hear how they talk, just to get a good handle or how they think. And this is what they were saying after the game tonight, after they won. You think they Indiana fans and they get on here and they talk about the win. This is what they're saying.
Enough's enough, man. At some point, enough is enough. It's disgusting that Caitlin Clark has to be subjected to this nonsense, and enough's enough. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. She needs to come out and draw the line in the sand. And it would not shock me if at some point, man, Caitlin Clark is just done with this organization. They are very unappreciative. They want this to be about them. And the fact of the matter is, people don't give a damn about the Indiana Fever. They came here for Caitlin Clark. They support Indiana Fever and the players and embrace everything that came along with it because of the support for Caitlin Clark. This organization has done nothing but lie to this young lady. They've done nothing but just scam her. Basically, they're using her for money, and nobody defends her. They turn their backs on her at every single turn. It's disgusting how the Indiana Fever have handled Caitlin Clark, so much so now we have trusted reporters. Scott Agnes, I'm disappointed in you. You made me sick today, Scott. This is nasty, nasty, nasty.
We have to.
Okay, so what he's talking about with Scott Agnes, like they don't care if the Fever win. They just care about how things is going with Caitlin, right? They don't care if the Fever win. So this is them complaining about Scott Agnes and his report on the Indiana Fever. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick, because it wasn't a bad article. The article wasn't bad, right? So let's see if I can share this. There we go. All right, here we go. Let me put this on screen. All right, this is Scott Agnes. This is his article. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. And all he said is the Fever are clicking at the right time and still getting better, right? So let's see if we can get to some of the things he said. I mean, this started out good. Indiana Fever are finding their way in what's been a roller coaster season. Talked about beating Dallas. They're 8-2 in the last 10 games. The only 2 losses was to the New York Liberty, who are the defending champions, right? So, talked about Stephanie White as her first year as a coach, yada, 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 right? So here's the guy that you just heard as a Clark fan. They talk about some of the guys, the girls that are helping: Kelsey Milcher, Leah Boston, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham's 52% from the 3. That's insane. Ari McDonald, who they picked up this running point, she's taking care of the ball, assisting the ball. They're doing good, right? So he's singing the praises of the Fever and all the other girls. It's not much to talk about Clark because she's out, right? So here's where it pissed off all the Caitlin Clark fans. All right, this is where they got really mad, right? So he says nothing about the Fever team is typical. They are an exception to the rule. All their games are the most watched on TV. That's why 42 of their 45 games, including the Cup final, are available for national outlets. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that this team won the the Commissioner's Cup without Caitlin Clark as well. So this team is on a 8-2 record for the last 10. They're 5 games above 500 for the first time in a decade. They're on a 5-game win streak. They won the Commissioner's Cup without Caitlin. They're doing all this without Caitlin, right? That's how well constructed this team is with this head coach and these players, right? And playing the good winning basketball and good defense. All right. So he says they are America's team. However, there's a lot of nastiness almost entirely online that comes along with that. Just read the comments or don't actually. Right. So he's just talking about how the fans of the Fever are just crazy. He said it's something they dealt with last season. And again, this season, the reality is those who are the loudest aren't Fever or basketball fans. They are Caitlin Clark fans. But the dark side can easily seep into the team. The Fever won't let it happen. Several members have got off social media because of it. It's an everyday challenge, and it goes on. That's how the article reads, right? So he's basically saying how nasty the Fever fans can be, and they're not fans of the Fever. They're not fans of basketball. They're only fans of Caitlin Clark. And that dude just confirmed it. He said, we're not here for the Fever. We're here for Caitlin Clark. So he's mad that this article was written. He said, you made me sick today, Agnes. Why would you write this? Caitlin Clark should leave Indiana. He didn't say anything bad about Clark. He said those fans that are here just for Clark are nasty online. They're nasty, right? Here's another one of Caitlin Clark's fans.
Talk about none other than Kelsey Mitchell. I hate to say this, but I got to say it. This was a game that I feel like Kelsey Mitchell should have been pulled out. She should have been pulled out for her shooting slump, her turnovers. She was just doing too much. Kelsey Mitchell should have been pulled out of this game. To me, if they would have lost this game, it would have been because of Stephanie White not pulling Kelsey Mitchell out of this game. Kelsey Mitchell, you cannot go 0 from 8 from 3. 2 of 15 from the field. 2 of 15 from the field. And play 29 minutes. No way. No way. She cannot do. Hell no. Hell no. I know she's an all-star. I know she's a baller. She's a scorer. I know these things. But you cannot go 2 of 15, 0 of 8 from 3, and play 29 damn minutes.
So this is what you decide to get on and talk about after a win. To cap off a 5-game win streak. This is how you get online and speak about the team that you're supposed to be covering. That's what you wanted to talk about, right? Very interesting, right? It's very interesting stuff like that exists, right? Now, I also do a case study on what I see and read in the comments for videos like that. Right. So you get in the comment section on a video like that, and it's just full of just all types of riffraff. This man said on the highlighted, black players don't pass the ball to Clark or Sophie or Hull, who are 3 white players. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexi Hull. After a win tonight, these are the comments from the video I just played, the audio I just played you. This is the comment section from that YouTube channel. This is how they're talking. I can't even comfortably, I wouldn't even feel right making a video that makes it safe for people to come out here and talk racially like this. Like, this is normal under those comment sections. The black players don't pass the ball to Clark, Sophia. First of all, Clark's not even playing right now. They won 5 straight games, 8 out of 10. And you're concerned about how often the ball is being passed to white players. And then if you read all the other comments, they're blaming Stephanie White and all this crazy stuff, saying Kelsey Mitchell is whatever. Like, they actually really think that a ball club that's paying money, this is a professional setting. They actually think they're getting in the film room and they can't, like, you telling me that the coaching staff would not be able to see if someone is freezing out players on purpose and they can address it? Like, you really think that there is a collective effort by the black players not to pass the ball to the white players? Mind you, Sophie Cunningham hit 5 of 7 threes tonight, had 17 points. I don't know how the hell she got the ball if nobody was passing it to her to get 17 points in a win. How do you get on the floor and play 4 on 5? Like, if there's a player that we're not going to pass the ball to on purpose, how are we winning and how is she getting 17 points? Like, this is the type of stuff they're saying. Right? This one says, the black girls won't pass the ball to the white girls. Today, Sophie might as well had tied her shoes. Poor coaching when you don't give the ball to the hot player. The last one on the bottom, thank you for saying this, bro. Kelsey never gets pulled. She is Stephanie's favorite. Like this is insane. This is what Agnes was talking about in his article. These fans do not like the Fever. They do not like the WNBA. They do not like basketball. I really want them to. Black players don't pass the ball. Sophie wide open, yelling for the rock. Nothing. While they brick. And to highlight it, I have noticed in the last 2 games that Cunningham has not been getting the ball. I did not want to appear racist, So I can't my mouth shut. I keep my mouth shut. I think that's what they meant. After a win, y'all. After a win, they can't talk about Caitlin because she's not playing. So they're going to come out and talk about any white player that they can talk about and talk negative about any black player they can talk about. These are the people that are on their team that they're supposed to be rooting for. They're going to come and criticize them because the white players didn't get the ball enough. And they won. At least pretend like you're not trying to be idiotic and wait for a loss to say these things. Like, wait till they lose to say that. At least pretend like you happy that they won. Obviously, they're doing something right. He said, this silliness about lost the game. At the end, Kelsey Mitchell still chucking. What a disgrace. No I in team or color. There's no color in teams. Some people just want contention regardless. This is not a black ball or gay ball. WNBA is losing the future. I guess Caitlin is the future, or her fans is the future. I'm gone. I was looking for basketball, not ghetto games unlimited. Some Fever players I'd follow elsewhere. So basically saying, hey, white players, go somewhere else. I'll follow you there. Get away from these black girls. I'm going to say this. The coach sucks. Now they blaming the coach. Yes, the team has been winning, but look closer. Look closer. Yo, I can't even read it. Get down there. He said, I believe, look, he said the team has been winning, but look closer. And then he said the coach has been iffy. But he said, I believe it is a quote unquote secret coach who is sneaking in the wins. That coach's name is CC22 or Caitlin Clark, number 22. I think she speaks to them privately and in confidence, not undermining anyone. Well, sometimes it's all good. CC22 has been dissed so many times by her own teammates, yet she is smiling, loving, amping, and cheering. He thinks Caitlin Clark is the reason why they're winning because she's coaching the team and not Stephanie White. This is the type of delusion, man. This is the delusion we're talking about, y'all. This is delusion. Last thing, man, during the game today, Scott Agnes, he was tweeting the whole game, and he talked about, Sophie Cunningham having perhaps her best game. This is the person that they're not passing the ball to, having her best game as a Fever. So they're not passing her the ball, but this is the best game she's had as a Fever. 16 points, 5 of 5 shooting, 4 for 4 from the three. Fever lead just 4 ending the fourth because the other team went on a 10-1 run, but he talked about how McDonald went to the bench and the offense, got organized and all this stuff, man. So he's tweeting during the game, and you could tell he's a fan of the Fever. He's really covering for the Fever, and it's all about the team and not about one player. He's talking about all the players. McDonald returning to the floor has been impactful. 2 assists, a steal, and a layup in the first minute and 25 of the fourth. And the Fever's lead is back to 8. You get what I'm saying? Like this, I just find that interesting. But I'm not gonna bore y'all anymore with the Caitlin Clark, man. That's where we at with it. The team seems to be playing phenomenal without her. We'll see what happens, man. So last topic, y'all. Let's get into these super teams, man. So I did a video last week, and it started with LeBron saying the Bulls had a super team with Rodman, Scottie Pippen, and Mike, and then he said the Celtics had a super team with Bird, McHale, and Parrish, and I just thought that was crazy. So I kind of briefly talked about that, and I kind of gave what I thought a super team is, and then I went to the comment section, and you just couldn't believe. I couldn't believe the comments, man. These people was like, "Oh yeah, the Bulls were a super team." I'm like, man, what the hell is y'all definition of a super team? Like, what do you call super, right? So I kind of wanted to talk about that, and I'm opening the phone lines up for this, y'all, because I want to hear why everybody's so confused about what a super team is. Like, the English language is a beautiful thing, man. Words mean something. So if you're going to use a word, at least know what it means. At least use it right. So super. All right, and we're talking in terms of basketball, but let's just go back to the word super. What are they implying when they say super? Right? What do they say when they say super, right? A super team. That word super, we know what a team is. We know it's 30 of them or 32 of them in the NBA. That's a team, right? A roster full of players and a coach. That's a team. But when you put the word super in it, that means it's separated from just any regular team. So let me propose this. If I put together a team of heroes, it might be your dad. It might be your school principal. Like, we look at them as heroes, right? It might be the firefighter who saved the burning house. It might be the policeman that protects the neighborhood. Those are heroes. If I put all of them together, that's a team. I had a team of heroes, a regular team of heroes, because the people that are on the team are regular. But if I ask you to put together a team of superheroes, that's different than a team of heroes. A team of heroes are regular dudes. A team of superheroes would be Superman, Captain America, the Hulk, the X-Men. The Supermen or the superheroes are different from the regular men or the regular heroes. So let's take that to basketball in the NBA. A regular team is a team of regular players. You don't have no superstars. You might not even have no all-stars. It's just a regular team. Name a team last year that didn't have any all-stars. Who was trash last year? I can't even think of a team. Maybe Memphis. No, they got Ja Morant. Who was a team that was just that was just trash? I'm trying to avoid saying Charlotte, because I think even though Melo hasn't made All-Star, I think he's an All-Star, and I think, but dang, man, give me a team. I can't even think. I'm drawing a blank, but you get my point. A team with no superstars, a team with no All-Stars, that's a team. That's a regular team, right? If you got a couple of all-stars on that team might be, it's still a regular team. But if you got a superstar on that team, you might have a contender. So a regular team to a playoff team to a contender, right? And these are things we know before they play a game. You look at the roster and you be like, yeah, that's a regular old squad. Oh no, that's a playoff team, right? Like right now, they just put the Clippers together. Clippers just picked up a whole lot of new pieces. You look at it, oh no, that's a playoff team. Or they might be a contender. But there are certain times where you put the team together and you look at it and say, oh no, that's a super team. You don't wait to the end of the season to call it a super team because they won. Like people waited for OKC to have this phenomenal season to be like, oh no, they're a super team. If you didn't look at their roster before the season start and know it was and say that it was a super team, it's not a super team. Right? Were the Supermen on it. Right? So when we're talking about superstars, super teams, and all that stuff, you have to really get into that word super. Regular team, playoff team, contender, super team. Now, what is my definition of a super team? If we're talking about superstars, right? We know that having one superstar don't make you a super team. One superstar would be Jokic. We don't think no one else on that team is a superstar, right? So that's a team with one superstar. Is the Denver Nuggets a super team? No. What about a team with two superstars, Shaq and Kobe? Were the Lakers a super team? No. Two superstars will make you a super team. Stockton and Malone, Jordan and Pippen. Those are two superstars. That's normal. Right? But what makes your team or super team is when you have an abundance of superstars, which makes it abnormal. The reason why it's abnormal because it's very hard for most of the teams to do that because it's unlimited amount of superstars in the league. I think any given moment in the NBA, there's no more than 12 superstars in the league. It's between 10 and 12. So if we take the short end of 10 superstars, these are Supermen. Remember, the regular heroes are the police officers and the firefighters. The superheroes is Superman, Incredible Hulk, Captain America. So what players in the league are the superheroes or the superstars who can do things a normal man can't do or a normal player can't do? And when I say do things like that, I mean this superstar by himself can carry a team to the playoffs, and he can do it consistently. As one superstar on a team, you just get me some competent guys and a good offense, and we can make the playoffs just on how good I am as a superstar. That's different. Police officer is going to need a team with him. He's going to need gun, billy club, mace, handcuffs. Superman he just got to show up. He's flying. He only needs a squad car. He needs less than a regular man. A superhero is different. I can protect the neighborhood. I can hear when the crime is. I can be in Kansas and hear the crime happening in New York, and I can fly there in 5 minutes. That's a superhero. That's Superman. Firefighter, police officer can't do that. These are regular guys. So the regular guys can't do what a Superman or a superstar can do in the league. So superstars, in my opinion, are those number one franchise carrying players who can carry a team successfully and consistently. It's only about 10 guys that can do that, right? Now, Kawhi, LeBron, KD, Steph, those guys, or James Harden has done it. I'm talking about guys who actually showed they can. Kyrie did it in Boston. As a number one, can you carry a team successfully? That's a superstar. It's 10 of them. Embiid, Jokic. Wemby can't even do it yet. All right, so superstars are hard to come by. Dennis Rodman can't carry a team as the number one. He's not a superstar. So having him on your team doesn't make your team a super team. One guy in my comment section told me that the Bulls was a super team because they had Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan. I said, well, if that's the case, what makes them a super team? He said, well, Rodman was a top rebounder, Pippen was a top defender, and Jordan was a top scorer. So I'm like, any team with a top rebounder, top defender, top scorer. So LeBron, Ben Wallace, and Verjao. I said, what about when Rodman was in Detroit? When it was Joe Dumars, Rodman, Isaiah, is that a super team? Well, nah. So if Rodman makes the Bulls a super team, why he didn't make Detroit a super team? Right? So if you're going to have a definition of something, can you please apply it across the field to see if it actually works, see if it actually makes sense, see if it actually withstands scrutiny? Right? So a superstar is a number one franchise carrying player. And for you to have a super team, you have to have 3 of those guys. And they have to be in their prime. It can't be somebody past their prime, because a superhero or Superman with kryptonite in his pocket ain't no good to you. And the kryptonite of every superhero or superstar in the NBA is time. Father time is always their kryptonite. When Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, and Hakeem Olajuwon got together in Houston, Barkley was past his prime, and so was Hakeem. And Scottie Pippen was right at the end of his prime. Why is that important? Well, if Barkley ain't in his prime no more, that means, number one, he ain't playing 82 games no more. And he ain't gonna be able to give you what he give you for 4 quarters every game. He gonna have to take nights off. He gonna have to take plays off. He gonna have to take quarters off. Hakeem was in and out of the lineup. Like, you can't even stay healthy. So it don't even matter to count a superstar if he got kryptonite in his pocket. If Father Time is in your pocket, I can't count you toward a super team. So a super team is 3 franchise carrying number 1 options, proven number 1 options, also in their prime. If you get 3 of those guys on a team, you have a super team. So let's count the super teams. I think Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Garnett, super team. They were still in their prime, but it was toward the end of it. So that run only lasted 2 years for them, because as soon as Garnett got hurt, he was out of his prime. Kryptonite was in his knee. And then shortly after that, Ray Allen kind of diminished. They was trying to put him on the bench for Avery Bradley. So, yeah, there was a super team for about a year or 2 until KG got hurt. And then Kryptonite was on them. Miami Heat, Wade, Bosh, LeBron, super team. Brooklyn Nets, Harden, Kyrie, KD, super team. The 73-9 Warriors, not a super team. The only superstar on that team is there was a proven number 1 franchise carrying superstar was Steph. Now, every rule has an exception. It's got very few exceptions, but every rule has a couple of exceptions. Could Clay be the exception to the rule? Because he hasn't proven that he can be a number 1 and carry a franchise consistently over a period of time. He hasn't proven it. But some people do think Clay could do it. He was that good. So the exception to the rule for me, when KD showed up to the Warriors, he's definitely a number 1. He's definitely a superstar. Steph is definitely a superstar. I would even say that Clay at the time was a superstar, but he wasn't a proven superstar. So, but that's an exception to the rule. I accept it. So the Warriors with KD, super team. The Warriors without KD, just because they won 73 games, doesn't make them a super team. They're not a super team. They had 2 superstars at best in their prime. But some would say they only had 1. But I say Clay was a superstar. So 2, not a super team. That's a dynamic duo. Dynamic duos are easy. You could have those. And if it's 10 superstars in the league, at the most, you can have 5 teams with a dynamic duo. That's 5 contenders. But if you have a team with 3 of them, you got a third of them on one team. There's really only 2 other teams that could possibly form a team that can match it. So that's what makes the advantage with super teams. There's only 10 superstars to go around. If you get 3 of them on one team, there's a very small chance that there's another franchise that was able to create the type of cap space to also get 3 of them to match you. So you already got an advantage over the entire league because you got 3 of the supermen on one team. That's why super teams are a big deal. No, Dennis Rodman is not a superstar. The Bulls were not a super team. Right? So, after I said all of that, I want to open the phone lines up because there were so many people that tried to tell me that having 3 all-stars was a super team. Well, I still remember when the Hawks had Kyle Korver, Jeff Teague, and Al Horford. Or was it Joe Johnson and Jeff Teague, and Kyle Korver? They had 3 all-stars. They won about 60 games that year too. That's not a super team, dog. That team had 0 superstars. Joe Johnson was very good, not a superstar. They had 0 superstars. So y'all want to call it a super team? The name gives away everything. It says super. How can you make a super team with regular players? You have to have superstars to make a super team. You have to have superheroes to make a super team. So all-stars don't get it. 3 Hall of Famers. Okay, so 3 Hall of Famers. So I got to wait 15 years after they retire to find out if they make the Hall of Fame, to know if that team 15 years ago was a super team. The dude said 3 Hall of Famers make a super team. I said, hey, look, Detroit had 4 Hall of Famers. Adrian Dantley, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, and Dennis Rodman. And then they had Mark Aguirre and Vinny the Microwave Johnson coming off the bench. Was that a super team? He said, oh, man, I didn't know Adrian Dantley made Hall of Fame. And I didn't know Joe Dumars made Hall of Fame. Well, I guess the Detroit Pistons are a super team. Really? The Detroit Pistons was a super team because 4 people made the Hall of Fame? You know how many people in the Hall of Fame who are not superstars? You know the Dikembe Mutombo's in the Hall of Fame? You know Vlade Divac's in the Hall of Fame? Just because you make Hall of Fame don't make you a superstar. Tony Parker's going to be in the Hall of Fame if he's not already there. Pau Gasol's in the Hall of Fame, not a superstar. You don't have to be a superstar to make the Hall of Fame. You don't have to be a superstar to make All-Star. Superstars are the supermen, the superheroes who can carry a franchise and prove that they can carry a franchise consistently and successfully. So no, it's not Hall of Famers. It's not All-Stars. Hall of Famers are not superheroes. There's superheroes in the Hall of Fame, but there's a lot of regular people in the Hall of Fame. There's superheroes in the All-Star game, but there's a lot of regular folk in the All-Star game. Tyrese Halliburton was in the All-Star game. Not a superhero, not a Superman, not a superstar. So it's not All-Stars. You don't count All-Stars to form a super team. All-Star and super is not the same word. I just want you to remember that. If someone tell you a super team is X, Y, and Z and you don't hear the word super come out, then it's not a super team. What's a super team? Oh, it's 3 All-Stars. I didn't hear the word super. How's it a super team if they're not super? No, that's called a great team. Oh, if you get 3 great players, no, that's called a great team. What is a super team? Superstars, an abundance of superstars. And an abundance is 3 or more. 2 is normal, 1 is normal. Right? So it's not all-stars. It's not great players. It's not Hall of Famers. It's not all-time defenders. It's not all-time rebounders. It's super stars. Make a super team, right? So let's open the phone line up, man. I want to hear what y'all think. Let me get in the comments and see what y'all think. Somebody said Robert Horry is a superhero. I'm not even going to entertain that. Andrew Lanson said, a super team is rare AF. Bozos would carry anything, will call anything a damn super team. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And then to change the definition in mid-sentence for another team. Caller from Jersey.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
What's your
You said from Jersey.
What's your definition of a super team?
Well, I think in the case on a super team, you would have to have at least 3 players that would be considered exceptional talent.
No. That's an exceptional team. What's a super team?
I guess the best way I could put for a super team would be having something maybe in the case probably best top 2 or top 3 players on one team, if that would make sense.
Top 2 players in the league?
Yeah, top 2 or top 3.
Give me an example. Have you ever seen one of those teams before?
The only thing I could probably maybe think of would be the Heatles, or maybe even the KD Warriors, because thinking on it, like KD was easily at the time a top 2 or 3 player in the NBA, and Steph was the best shooter in the NBA, as well as Klay Thompson being like one of the greatest, like catching, well, actually the greatest.
Yeah, see, you just went against your definition already. You said a top 2 or a top 3 player, so either 1, 2, or 3. So you saying KD was either 1 or 2 at the time. What was Steph?
He would have probably been actually maybe about like somewhere about like top 5.
Okay, so your definition already fell apart.
Yes. The only thing is though is that with how he was playing during like 2016 and everything, some people might consider him being like the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, but what do you consider if your definition is having 2 top 3 players on the squad, and then you gave an example of the Warriors, but you said Steph wasn't a top 3 player, then your definition already couldn't withstand scrutiny.
That's true.
Right. And that's my thing. Like people haven't given it enough thought to really know why they call super team and what makes them super. Right. What makes them super is, number one, you give yourself already an advantage that no one else can have because there's a limited amount of these guys. And number 2, these guys have to be super. And super separates you from all-star. It separates you from great player. It's beyond that. It's almost supernatural. So it has to be those guys. And if you get those guys in your prime, I think 3 of them makes a super team. But I thank you for the call, man. I'm gonna take another phone call, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, most definitely. Thank you for taking my call. You have a good night. Be safe.
All right, you
Love
too.
the show.
Yep. All right, let's get another call in. I want to hear some definitions. Let's get some more calls. That man said Mel was talking about the 73 Warriors. I just think Hawks were similar to the Warriors because both were not super. I agree. Caller from Texas was good.
Bruh, you need to be sanctioned.
What, man? What I do, man?
You got us up here on. You got us like Stockholm syndrome up here hostage for 4 hours. This man, bruh, this is abusive. This is like an abusive relationship. I'm like, good Lord, bruh. This is like being in church when I was a kid in summertime at revival on a freaking weekday. On a weekday,
it ain't that bad,
bruh. Yes, it is. You went through, bruh. You basically put down a doctoral thesis on Caitlin Clark. I had to sit here and listen to a TED Talk about Caitlin Clark, and I'm blaming you for that because you did that. That was all you.
Oh,
okay,
man.
and that needs to be said. It was a hell of informative because I love PBS just like everybody else. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Eyes on the prize, all that stuff. But my Lord, bruh, I'm sorry, you just don't need to be put on punishment or something.
What I need to take another week off.
No, that's what it is. You keep saving stuff up. You go on vacation or whatever you do, and then you come back and you like all this stuff you thought about when you're laying on the beach chilling out. You're like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make sure everybody gets what I'm unload on everybody. They gonna feel my thoughts.
I should have said, you know what?
They gonna feel my thoughts.
Everything would have been okay. I think I should have saved the Caitlin Clark for tomorrow. And I think I should have just did the 3 topics, and I probably would have been done in 2 hours.
Well, again, I'm just telling you. It was a hell of informative. Like I said, it was a gem. But good Lord, it's like you preached a great sermon, okay? But did you have to go for 4 hours in the Texas heat? And I'm missing Hawaii 5-0 why are we still talking about this? I get it. You're smarter than everybody else. Great. Hey.
What's your
No.
thought? What's your thoughts on super teams though, Jeff?
Hey, so super team is basically, in my opinion, you have superstars that constitute players that are franchise players, franchise leading players. So absolutely, the Heat, that's a super team. Because you got 3 dudes from the same draft class that were all lottery picks. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, like, I'm sorry. That would literally be if Jordan played with Akeem Olajuwon himself and Charles Barkley. Literally. When they're going into their and by the way, all 3 of them are max players. All 3 of them. Right? At the time. They had to do some finagling and all that stuff, but they're all 3 max players. Okay? So there's no hiding that one. When it comes to now I believe the Warriors were an overpowered team. Like you said, to me, Clay is not a superstar. But his skill for what he did made him he made that team overpowered with the addition of KD. So you got 2 superstars in Clay and KD, and then you get what Clay was able to do as a defensive player and 3-point shot specialist. That made them overpowered. So you can, it might be semantics, but it's close. But when people talk about, like, some of these other, like, that was manufactured. I guess my way of looking at it is manufactured. The Lakers were the Lakers were overpowered, but they did a lot of their stuff through the draft. The Celtics, same thing. The Bulls, same thing. So but now the Bulls weren't overpowered. The Bulls were just a great team. They were a great team.
Yeah. So
But
you
as far
saying
as super team?
You saying some of the same things I'm saying, but the word super isn't coming out yet. Like we can't ignore the word super. Right. So
what now? Say it again.
We can't ignore the word super.
Right. I mean, like for me, the only one that I'm gonna call super is the Heat. I mean because it was manufactured. It was done on purpose.
But I don't think manufactured has anything to do with it either, though. I mean, because if Pat Riley had 3 draft picks and he drafted, the same year in 2003, and he drafted LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, all in the lottery, and the only thing that would have made us not look at it as a super team is because we never seen all of them individually lead us franchise by themselves. So if they all would have came in together, yeah, maybe it would have been a super team, but we couldn't really see it because they didn't prove that they were number ones. But the only thing about the manufacturing,
but they had proved that they were.
They did.
They had already proved it.
They did.
I'm not talking about from the draft.
But it's ways you can. But Kobe proved he was a
ahead.
number one while he was playing with Shaq. Because Shaq
Agreed.
would mix chunks of time during the season, especially in the beginning, and then he would and then Kobe actually, his job was to actually take over in the fourth. Kobe actually was the better example as far as work ethic off the court, so he was leading as a number one. He was playing as a number one on the court, so we actually knew Kobe was a number one.
But there was those 2. It was those 2 though. It was just those 2.
It was just those 2, correct?
Right. So that was one's leading, the other one's off, the other whatever. Like they could go back. They distributed the responsibility between those 2 as far as whose team it was. When you got 3 who have proven that they are franchise players,
correct.
To me, that's just
and in their prime.
In their prime.
That's
I'm
super
sorry.
team. That's a super team.
Because like you said, I think you might have said it earlier, when you had Clyde and Barkley and Pippen, or was that Olajuwon? right? Because
past their prime. Don't
right,
count.
but they were past their prime.
Kryptonite was in their pocket.
Yes, and Scotty was coming off of the injury. Even though he had done the surgeries and everything like that, he was depleted as it was to his prime.
Mm-hmm.
So, and obviously, Barkley was way past it because he just didn't have the work ethic to stay the level he needed to be there. And Hakeem, I mean, you've been in there for over a decade, pounding it out like that. I mean, in the trenches, it's going to take its toll. So yeah, that they were past it. But what they did in 2010, no, it's sleazy way.
Yeah, facts.
So for me, that's why it stands out to me that how they finagled it. They cheat, like I think it was Jeff Teague said it. They cheated. Like y'all cheated. You know what I mean? Like you went against the spirit. You went against the spirit. The guys you're supposed to be trying to beat, you teaming up with.
Yeah, facts.
Like
I always said,
Kobe won.
Because Kobe won.
Because Kobe won.
Won his fifth.
That's why you did it.
And like I always say, we got cheated because we were supposed to be able to see Wade with his own team, Bron with his own team, Melo with his own team, D Rose with his own team. We were supposed to be able to see all of them battle it out to see who was the real dude.
And you know what else? I want to give you another shout out. Mentioning Rashard Lewis. A lot of people forget how good that dude was.
Absolutely.
Like they really forget. Like my man was, he had that funny run, but that Joker would bust your ass.
Yeah, absolutely. He was.
You know what I mean?
He was.
Hey, get those likes up. I don't even know what they're at. Hey, the mods have been on fire. The chat's been on fire. So everybody keep it up. Oh no, you know what? Everybody go to bed. We've been up late enough.
Hey, we almost done. I'm just getting a couple of more phone calls. This is the last topic, man. A couple of more phone calls, and we out here. All right, man. Thanks,
Have
Jeff.
a good one.
Yep.
All
right. Aircraft carrier said the people were calling Bill, KD, and Booker super team. Bill's not a superstar to me. He's not a number one. I mean, he as a number one in Washington, he proved he wasn't a superstar because he couldn't carry them to any type of success. Forget consistent success. He never was successful with the Wizards as a number one. Never. He's not a superstar. I knew that. Right. KD is. I think Booker is as well. But Bill is not. He's regular. He's an all-star on a good year. But he's regular. A very good regular. Not a superstar. You get what I'm saying? But he was really like that. He would have done what Harden did in Houston. Bill couldn't do it though. Not a superstar. Right. So I heard somebody mention the Cavs with Kevin Love and LeBron and Kyrie. Kyrie a superstar. LeBron's a superstar. I don't know if Kevin Love is a superstar for me. However, he could be one of those exceptions like Klay Thompson. Now, I did see him carry Minnesota as a number one. Was he successful in it? I don't think so. No. I don't think he was ever made the playoffs. I don't know if he made a playoff run. He put up great numbers, though. So he could kind of trick you, but is he a superstar? Is he a number one? Could he do what AD can do as a number one? Probably not. I mean, even Bosh did it in Toronto and was successful. But yeah, I mean, Bosh is a superstar. I don't know if Kevin Love is. So I never called the Cavs with LeBron and Love and Kyrie a super team, but they were very close, just like the Warriors was very close. And it depends on Klay and Love. It depends on Klay and Love, which also is funny because a lot of people were saying that the Cavs was outmatched against KD when it was actually evenly matched. You got LeBron and KD matched up. You got Steph and Kyrie matched up. You got Klay and Love matched up. You got J.R. Smith and Iguodala matched up. Like, that team was very even. Very even. The only thing that made it look uneven is that the Cavs run a flawed offense of your turn, my turn with Kyrie and LeBron, high screen and roll spread offense. and the Golden State Warriors ran a very dangerous team-oriented offense that was very hard to guard. And, you know, that's what made the Warriors look like they were so much more advanced than the Cavs. But it wasn't the players or the roster. It was the offense that was running. You know, you run a flawed offense when you play with LeBron. You know, that's a flaw. That's the same offense Caitlin Clark is trying to run. Right. So, yeah. Miami Heat, the Heatles, super team, the Boston Big Three, super team, the Brooklyn Nets, Big Three, super team. That's 3 super teams in modern day. I'm trying to think if there's any more. Possibly the Warriors, possibly the Cavs. It just depends on what you think about Kevin Love and Clay. Miami, I mean, not Miami, but Phoenix with Bill, no. The Atlanta Hawks, no. The Clippers with Paul George and Kawhi, no. None of Tim Duncan, Ginobili Parker, no. The Detroit Pistons with Rasheed and Billups, no. The Lakers with Shaq and Kobe, no. The Bulls, no. The Lakers back in the day with Magic, Kareem, and James Worthy. That's very tricky. Magic superstar, yes. In his prime, yes. Kareem superstar, yes. Was he in his prime? Maybe at the beginning. James Worthy, is James Worthy a superstar? Very good question. If y'all count James Worthy as a superstar who's a number one, a Superman, a number one option that has proven he can carry a team to success consistently. Well, James Worthy was never a number one for anybody's team. But was he a number one that never got a chance? Is he an exception to the rule like Clay? Is he a legit number one that can carry a team successfully but never got the chance? That's the question. The question is, was Kareem still in his prime? And are we using the exception to the rule for James Worthy? Is he a number one that can carry a team? And if you think Kareem was in his prime and James Worthy was a number one Superman franchise carrying player that can carry a team successfully as the number one, then yes, the Lakers would be a super team by my definition. Boston Celtics with Bird, McHale, and Robert Parrish. I'm going to say no on Robert Parrish being a superstar, and I'm going to say no with Kevin McHale being a superstar. I think Bird was the only superstar on that team. We got to stop saying just because a team played really good basketball that they're a super team. They played really good basketball, but they only had one superstar. Hit'em said James Worthy is a superstar. Well, if James Worthy is a superstar, then the Lakers was a super team. So you can add that to the mix. And I got the definition, but I don't have all the answers on who y'all think a superstar is. Right. I mean, for my money, you got to prove it with very few exceptions. But you got to prove it. And with the exception to the rule, I could at least watch Clay's whole career to make a judgment on if I think he could carry it. But I don't have enough on James Worthy to watch other than stories to be able to tell if he could carry a team as number one. I can guess that Clay can, and you know, I seen Reggie Miller carry a team as a number one. So I seen Allen Houston carry a team as a number one all the way to the finals. So I can make a guess. I seen Ray Allen carry a team as a number one. With Big Dog Glenn Robinson was number one in Milwaukee. Ray Allen was the number one in Seattle. And he had an injury plague. Yeah, I think he was there 2 years and he was injured 1 year, and 1 year he was semi-successful. I mean, Ray Allen's a superstar. I seen him carry a team. I seen Allen Houston. I seen Reggie Miller. Do I think Clay could have done it? It's possible. But I got more footage on him to make that call than I got on James Worthy. So I'm going to still say that James Worthy got to prove it. and he didn't prove it. And I'm still gonna make the judgment call on Clay and say I think he could have done it. You know, so that's my thoughts on super teams. Let's get one more call, man. One more, then we can end it. Aboriginal T said Allen Houston was a monster when healthy, could score at every level. That's a fact. And in multiple ways, that's a fact. I mean, it's a lot of two guards, man. Like Mitch Richmond was nice. He just got stuck in Sacramento for so many years. After he left Don Nelson and Golden State, they got stuck in Sacramento. And then they bought him to LA. He got a ring with LA. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. Mitch Richmond was a dog. Who else? Allen Houston as a two guard. I mean, you can say Sprewell was nice. Michael Finley was pretty good. Ray Allen, that was a lot of good two guards, man. Glenn Rice was good. Yeah, I don't get super teams mixed up with great teams. Super team, like I said, I can count on my hand how many super teams I've seen. The Warriors with KD. The Miami Heat Big Three, the Boston Big Three. Shoot, that's three of them. I thought I named four, but yeah, it's less than five, in my opinion, in modern day basketball. I mean, obviously the Boston Celtics team that won freaking 11. Obviously, it was some super teams over there as well, right? But yeah, for modern day basketball, yeah, I can count less than five. So great teams is different. There's a lot of great teams out there. The Lakers was a great team with Shaq and Kobe, great. The Bulls was a great team with any team with Jordan. The Boston Celtics was a great team with Bird. Detroit Pistons with Isaiah, Bad Boy Pistons, great team. Detroit Pistons with Billups and Rasheed and the Wallace Boys, great team. Even the New York teams with Patrick Ewing was great teams. Stockton and Malone, Utah Jazz, always great teams. It's a lot of great teams. Oh, all of Tim Duncan championship teams, great teams. A lot of great teams out there. A lot of great teams. Not a lot of super teams. Not a lot of great super teams. I thought I was gonna get more phone calls on this. I thought more people. I guess people realize that their definition of a super team really sucks. Why don't you glorify Brian longevity game, man? You play too much. Ask what LeBron brought to the game. John Wayne, get ready for the fake season injury so he can do a farewell tour with another team. Yikes. Next year away from Luka in LA. Dang. That's crazy. All right, y'all. I'm out here. No more phone calls. I'm out. Thank y'all for tuning in to the stream. Thanks for the I said to the screen like it's a movie. To the stream. Hit him said he'll call, but I never answer. You hit him. You must be calling when someone's already on the phone. When I'm talking, sometimes you might be behind on the stream and you think I'm off the phone when I'm actually on it, and you be calling. But yeah, a lot of people call when I'm already on a call. So yeah, but yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Sorry it was so long. I try to keep the next one down to 2 hours. But there was some good stuff in here. I had to get all that off my chest, man. But I catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.